There we go. Boom. I don't know what the heck just happened there. That's great. Sunlight's just shining right through there. There we go. So real quick, I don't know if I have no idea if Rob is watching or not, but he asked me a question. Rob, you were wondering if these two items they tasted like Knorr. So, oops! Look at that technical difficulty. Boom. All right. So if you're wondering if these two items tasted somewhat like Knorr here, very very similar. I'm gonna say that. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Knorr, it's okay. It's got an okay taste. This is good for a buck. I can't really complain much. Honest to God, this is a little bit better. Well, Wes, here the point is, like, he might go back and rewatch this, but I just want to answer his question, okay? Whether or not this tastes, like I said, if this has similar to taste to this, okay? This is similar, but this, in my opinion, is much, much better. This is $1. This is $3.50. You get what you pay for in this case. So, and of course, with this, I can throw in macaroni and make it a real similar dish to this. This is kind of almost like the Kraft macaroni cheese type taste, a little bit, in my opinion. I don't know. This stuff I typically throw in. I will actually throw in heads, like pieces of broccoli, and I will throw in a can of tuna to make this taste pretty darn good, make it a meal by itself. But I've done the same with this too. I've thrown in pasta. I've made some amazing mac and cheese with this, the soup mix. This, I cannot tell you what it tastes like. I haven't tried it yet, so anyhow. Off to what our, before I get going too far, off to what our stream is supposed to be about. Real quick. Supposedly there's supposed to be a national shortage on corn. I went ahead and picked up 15 cans of corn. Add that to the food stocks. Get all this off the table here. So we are 14 days out till D-Day. 14 days. Yep, I know you're not Rob. Thank you, Carol. 14 days. And I promise to make this stream very quick and very brief because I know Wes is supposed to be doing his Tuesday night Bible study. This is really the only time I had off that I get off work early enough to go ahead and get a stream going. Yeah, 2 weeks till D-Day, man. I got to tell you, I'm getting a little bit nervous about this election, how it's going to turn out. Some of you may or may not know I am not a huge Trump fan, but there is absolutely no way, shape, and form I will ever vote for Kamala Harris. And I say Kamala Harris because I know that Joe Biden, he is going to concede the election. Let's just be real here. Yeah, there are people out there debating whether or not he's going to concede within his first month or within the first 3 months. But either way, Nancy Pelosi will invoke the 25th Amendment on him, and Kamala Harris will be his replacement. So, like I said, there's no way, shape, and form I can vote for Kamala Harris. Let's be honest here. If you're not voting for Trump, no, like if we're going to do this R versus D type thing, if you're not voting for Trump, you are voting for you're voting for Kamala Harris. Okay, you're not voting. Like I said, you're not voting for Joe Biden because we already know Joe Biden's going to get removed from office. But here's some candidates that kind of stood out to me on my ballot. And believe it or not, our state My state's doing nothing but mail-in ballots. At least my area in my state's mail-in ballots only. There's no voting in person type deal. So the three that stood out to me on the ballot that are not Donald Trump and are not Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, we got Don Blankenship of the American Constitution. You got Joe Jorgensen of the Libertarian Party, and then Kyle Kinley Kapitiki. I cannot pronounce his last name. I cannot pronounce his last name to save my life, but I will spell it out to you. Spelled K as in kilo, O as in Oscar, P as in papa, I as in India, T as in tango, K as in kilo, and E as in echo. So these three individuals are the ones that stood out. Okay. Now, what makes me sad is, like, honest to God, I think I identify more with the American Constitution Party than I do with really any of the other parties. But Don Blankenship is not. In my opinion, I don't think he's a good choice. I don't think he's a good choice at all. In fact, I think he gives the American Constitution Party a black eye. This guy, like, if you already did not like Trump, you will not like this guy. And these are his quotes. Literally, this is his quote. I am more Trumpier than Trump. Yes, that is a good point there, Wes. That is a very good point. I agree with you 100%. Henceforth, why, unfortunately, these other people that I'm listing off that I would like to cast the vote for will never, ever make it into office. Okay? Let's be real here. They'll never make it in office. Not even come close. Okay? But these are the people I wish were running. You know, I wish, we could get away from this whole, left-right paradigm, this whole two-party system that's hijacked our country as we know it. But Don Blankenship, terrible, terrible choice. Like I said, if you do not like Trump, you will not like him, because this is his quote: I am more Trumpier than Trump. And he's there's some shady stuff that went on that apparently he got in trouble for. Believe it or not, this guy actually served a year in jail for, I guess, violating some MSHA, some I don't know, like some MSHA safety codes. He violated MSHA is mining. Was it mining? Association Safety Health Occupation or something like that. It's similar to OSHA, but it's not. It's strictly to do with mining. There was a mine fire that he was responsible for because of ventilation. So a bunch of miners died, and he went to jail for that. And yeah, like I said, I just don't like this guy. I really don't. Like I said, he is like Trump on steroids, essentially. If you don't like Trump, you will not like this guy. Jo Jorgensen, on the other hand, of the Libertarian Party, she is like what I like to equate to as Trump light. She's very, very similar to Trump in terms of some of her policies. However, she does not agree with building the wall. Now, some of you may be in agreement with that. Some of you may not like that. I don't know. Consideration. Me personally, I think there should be a wall. If not a wall, then there should be a minefield constructed between the U.S. and Mexico border. Anti-personnel, anti-vehicle minefield. It's really hard for these coyotes to smuggle people into the United States when their their legs are missing at the kneecaps. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's a little extreme. I'm just kidding about that. But no, seriously, I think there should be some sort of border protection. That's something that she don't like. But she has made it clear she supports the Second Amendment. Like I said, like I said, I couldn't find a whole lot of relevant information. There's really not a whole lot on her on Ballotpedia. And same goes for Kyle Kinley, unfortunately. However, I got a lot of information off of his own campaign website. If his track record is anything like what he says he is, this guy, in my opinion, this is the guy. This is the guy that we should be voting for. Unfortunately, though, he only appeared on 2 different states' ballots. My state, and I think it was Virginia. I can't remember. He only appeared on two two ballots. So it really sucks. This guy, on the other hand, imagine if there was like policies for positive aspects of being concerned about the economy, being concerned about individual rights, individual freedoms, and at the same time being concerned about our environment. This guy cares about the environment, not to the extent of the Green New Deal, but he cares. Like I said, he's already pointed out he does not like the fact that the Democrats like to turn around and come up with these schemes like the Green New Deal and try to use it to subvert individual rights and freedoms of people and use it as a form of enslavement, or as a tool to usher in one world government or new world order. He's already, like, this guy is already right off the bat, it's already starting to sound like an Alex Jones type in a way, minus the craziness. Okay, he's against 5G, which I'm glad. He's against the vaccines. Like, he's against, I should say, like, not the vaccine companies not having regulation like they should. He doesn't like the fact that these vaccine companies push having vaccines on children before the age of 5. You don't like the fact that they don't do any spacing on these vaccines. There's no time. He wants to be a minimum of at least no less than 6 months for the spacing on the vaccines, so that we are not, like I said, so that the children's health is not jeopardized. Let's see. What is it? What other thing? Yeah, he's pro-veteran. He served time in the Marine Corps. Also, back in the late 80s, he actually spent some time doing humanitarian aid from like 1987 to 1989 in the Peace Corps for the Philippines. So, yeah, like I said, this guy, I think he's got a little bit of a grasp on, like I said, just well-being of, like I said, individual well-being. And I think this is part of where the whole water thing comes in, because the other thing too, hey, how's it going, Rachel? He lived in, like I said, he was born, I don't know if he's born, but like he's from Flint, Michigan. So he's concerned about the whole water thing. And Wes, I think, like I said, one of our previous streams, you keep bringing up the whole fracking and how it's contaminating groundwater. And like I said, this guy, I don't think he's a fan of fracking. And be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of it either, just because, once we do that irreversible damage to the water, the aquifers, we're in a lot of trouble here. Let's see, what are the things that he talked about? Like I said, pro-vet. He wants to reform the VA. He wants these vets. He wants to end the homelessness for vets, and he wants to get these veterans help, the help that they need. Wants to make sure that the VA pays out like they're supposed to lend aid to these disabled vets, that's a plus in my book. The other thing too, he's stated pretty crystal clear about, he's pro Constitution, pro Second Amendment, like nobody else. He's already mentioned on his site, without the Constitution, we cannot have a First Amendment, or really the rest of the Constitution. So, unfortunately, this guy is the extreme threat of all threats against the institution, against the political institution, against the banking institution. He doesn't even like the fact that we're deficit spending. So, like I said, I don't know, man. It's too bad this guy is not going to make it on there. But Kyle Kinley, and I will spell his last name out: Kopitke. Okay, Kilo Oscar Papa India Tango Kilo Echo. Cool dude. Too bad he won't make it in there. He's a doctor. So this guy, for the most part, seems like he is a straight shooter. He's firing off on all cylinders. I don't know what else to talk about, to be honest with you. Like I said, this is only supposed to be a quick stream. Wes, would you mind telling me in the chat what time your stream's supposed to start? Because I will end this pretty quickly here. Just real quick, so we can give everybody a quick reminder. Let's go on C103. Everybody looks blue. Well, I know the lighting back here is not really helping much. I got the sun, the westward sun, as the sun's setting, it's kind of coming down at an angle and it's just shining through. So it's kind of casting a whole bunch of shadows off from this aluminum window well covering here. You moved it to Wednesday. Gotcha. Okay. No, I just didn't want to, I didn't want to be intruding upon your stream or anything like that. I don't know. Does anybody want to briefly get featured in here so we can have a bit of a discussion here? Talking about the wrenches. Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot. Hang on, let me see. Who's all got wrenches? Oh yeah, Carol does, Rachel does, Wes does. Let's see. Hang on. Can I? No. Oh, add the moderator. There you go. You're a wrench too now. We should put Mark in a timeout. Well, what has he done? Wes, what has he done? Real quick, I gotta get my headset on. I was having issues with it. Maybe I'm not gonna have issues with it now. Gotta love that Google AI, man. It's really jacking everything. Gotta love that Google AI, man. It's really jacking everything.
All right. There we go. He was the only non-blue person to pick, huh? Oh, come on. That's bullying now. All right. Does anybody, let's see. How do we invite? I want to invite somebody. Oh. Let's see. Hang on. Give me a second here. Nope. That is. There we go. Oh, 30 minutes past, so okay. Okay, I didn't know that there, Rachel. How old is your kid, by the way? I don't know. I'm not sure if you want to advertise that or not. Wes. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, that's awesome. I didn't know he was two. For some reason, I guess I had it in my head that he was still a newborn. What's up, Ben? Let's see. Sorry, I have to go back and scroll at the comments because I'm really way behind. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Wes was your birth coach. Oh boy. Oh, hey, there we go. Boom.
Where'd the chat go? Oh, it's on private. This would be like the third live stream I've been in this week already.
Oh, really? Well, congratulations. You're the first person that I featured on my live stream. So,
All right.
I've never got a chance to feature anybody ever.
Well, I broke down and paid the rent on this stupid StreamYard or whatever. So I can host up to 10 people now.
Oh, really? Yeah. I need to do that
on both of my YouTube channels at the same time. Seriously, I mean, I don't know why I would, but I can do I think I can broadcast on 4 different platforms and have 10 different people.
Nice.
But,
you know what? I haven't seen Aid come in here, and I wish Rob would have come in here. Apparently, we got 6 people watching, and don't see Chipper anywhere.
No. Yeah, I was helping Rachel with the breathing while she was having Lance. That's why me and Lance have a special connection.
Huh.
If it wasn't for me, she never would have remembered to breathe. It was like, I don't know. Oh, I commented 2 or 3 times that are you breathing? Are you doing that stuff right?
Holy crap.
She's in the hospital having a baby, and she's in the chat on live stream.
Oh, my God.
Shit right there.
That is some dedication there, Rachel.
Right. I mean, that's like,
that is actually pretty funny.
And that's why Lance is so creative and open and loving and stuff, because he was born part of an international community of peoples.
Man, where was I? I must have been I'm trying to think what the heck I was doing 2 years ago. I was probably driving over the road because I think I just started getting into watching Sergeant BA's live streams. I was driving over the road. I think most of the time I was just driving over the road. I turned the live stream on, but I couldn't really be active in the chat because I'm driving. It's not a good idea to be playing with my phone while I'm driving, especially an 80,000-pound vehicle.
Oh.
You were bored, huh? That was the reason why you were watching the stream or being an active participant in the stream and having the kid at the same time.
I did not realize that there's so many Senate seats up for grabs this year.
Yeah.
That's the people I'm hoping everybody will change up. If we can change.
I can just say that none of the judges in my state were worth casting a vote for because they were either endorsed by some Democrat like Dianne Feinstein or somebody. Ballotpedia, man, very, very useful tool. Chipper, all right. Oh, they wouldn't let you walk? They had you... I'm assuming they had you in a wheelchair. At least I would hope. I don't know.
No, they put you in bed after your water breaks.
Yeah, what happens if your water breaks? Let's just say you're out and about, you're getting close to your due date and your water breaks while you're out in public. What, you just call an ambulance or?
throw her in the car and drive her to the hospital. That's what I did.
Do what?
You just throw your wife in the car and take her to the hospital.
Okay.
I mean, it's no big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of disgusting, but it's no big deal. It mostly you have to worry about getting her out from in front of everybody else before she dies of being embarrassed.
Oh.
Because it looks like they've wet their pants, honestly, or whatever.
Or whatever they happen to be wearing.
Yeah. My ex-wife, we were fixing to go for a walk, and we were standing at the door, and her eyes got super big, and then she just like moved her feet, and I looked to see what she was doing, and there was the plug and there was the water, and I'm like, well, I guess we'll just go get in the car. And of course, we were at her mom's house, and her mom wanted, we got to call the ambulance and blah, blah, blah. I said, how about I just put her in my car and I take her to the hospital? People have had babies a long time before they invented ambulances.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Carol, you said before you go to the hospital after your water breaks, you go get food?
You can do that. Hospital.
Well, yeah, but I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. For me, I'd probably lose my appetite, but maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know.
That same delivery or whatever, Debbie actually broke my hand squeezing it so hard.
Oh, jeez.
They were, after 12 hours, they told her that she wasn't going to dilate. She never got past a 4, and the baby's head was crowning through the 4 because the contractions were so strong. They actually gave her some medicine to try to back them off, but they weren't. And she had gotten a saddle block, I think, or not, epidural or something. One of those things to ease off the pain. And she wanted to be awake during the
process.
During the process, but they were going to have to do a C-section. So delivery to C-section that's that fast. And she said, well, can y'all do that without knocking me out? And so we can try. You shouldn't. You're going to feel some of it, but if you think you can take it, we can try to let you remain awake. And when she gritted her teeth and the anesthesiologist saw my face and heard the bone in my hand snap, and she was just like, boom, and I was like, ah! And it was, she was 5'11", and she weighed, 5'11" is pretty tall. She weighed 150 when we got married, and she wasn't overweight at all.
Yeah.
And
5'11", that's within par. I think with my height, I think I'm supposed to be at like between 198, her actually like 201 and like 176. That's supposed to be my weight, but obviously I'm not that. I wish I was. But yeah, no, 150 for about that. That's about on par.
But anyway, she was strong. I didn't know her hands was that strong. But that hurt a lot. And then she had the baby, and it was good that they did the C-section, because when they got Pace's head halfway out the incision, they said, hold up, and then they stuck some funny looking spoon in there, and hooked a. It looked like a. I don't know. Looked like a piece of yellow rope.
Oh, okay.
Pulled it and unwrapped it. The umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck 3
Oh,
times.
oh, geez.
He never would have survived a vaginal birth.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing right there. It's
Anyway,
I'd say it's a miracle from God right there.
and
Not being able to have a successful traditional birth like that.
fair warning for all you men out there that want to go in there and be part of the whole process. I've been there for all of them. First, there's going to be a baby come out, which is kind of cool. They're not cute like on TV. They look disgusting. They're gross. They should really run. There should be a car wash. It should come out the woman, do the car wash, and then the dad should get to see it. But the moms always seem to think they're gorgeous, though. So don't say what you're thinking. Very important. Say something like, "Oh, he's so handsome," or "Oh, she's beautiful." Don't say, "Put mayonnaise on it for it." But then the doctor's going to be doing stuff down there, and you're going to want to look and see what is he doing.
No,
he is going to grab and he is going to pull, and there's going to be a big blob of what it looks like the stuff you take out of the deer.
Oh God.
And well, you're going to carry that with you, sir. So it's best to just pay attention to this little thing, little demon flopping around on your wife's belly, and just whatever's going on there, just don't pay no attention. There's no more miracles.
It's the afterbirth. That's the part that's like gonna have me probably going kind of pale.
Yeah. The rest of it's all real cool. That's that other stuff. And it's like, just like jerk that out.
Believe it or not, in places like Europe, like Netherlands, they ask you if you guys want to take that stuff home so you can cook it up and eat. I'm not making this up. Like they asked my mom that question when I was born. They asked my mom that question when my younger brother was born. It's like, I'm glad they said no. That's disturbing.
Well, is that what it is, Carol or Rachel? A wax? I don't know what it was. It looked like they dipped him in a jar of Miracle Whip. Almost like.
Speaking of jar of Miracle Whip, Wes, the other disturbing aspect of that, I did finally get around to listening to that audio book, The Road, and it's a way better than the movie, and the movie was really good. Really good. I could see that they had to condense that book down and actually abbreviate some parts of it to make it into a movie that was halfway palatable and wasn't going to stretch out for like 6 hours. Hey, Aid is here. Sweet.
Well, all I know is that I wouldn't put any of them back in the box. The first one, Layla, for the missus was she had a rough time with him, and the second one, the doctor almost missed it.
Oh boy!
And I honestly, I was so stressed over the little girl that I cannot remember hardly anything of it.
Just one of those things where your brain kind of blacks, certain parts out.
Yep. It's weird.
That's nice to know, Rachel. That's what that waxy stuff is.
It's gross.
Anyway, sorry, I did not mean to just train of thought.
It was funny. The Mrs. had her hair blonde when she was delivering our oldest boy, Leland. And I'm naturally blonde. I mean, he used to be way blonder than this. And
okay, I used to have blonde hair too. It faded away. I want to say after I turned like 12 or 13 years old, I used to have like bleach blonde hair, and I didn't do anything to my hair. That's the way it was.
was funny because the nurse, she was half Oriental and half black, and when Leland's head showed up, I was down there. I was checking it out. She's like, "You want to see him? This is him right here." And I was like, "Oh." And she said, "This right here, see the dark curly hair? That's his hair." I was like, "Oh, excited." And she was looking at me like, "Are you going to be okay with?" Because he was born with a really dark complexion.
Yeah,
he has a real dark complexion. But she just knew I was going to lose my grease over the black hair coming out of my wife. I was like, "No, because she's actually a brunette, but she's got dark curly hair, and he was born with dark curly hair, and I can't deny him now. We stand side by side. There's no denying."
yeah. Well, one of my things my dad always tell me, never ask your wife, if she's giving birth, "Are you sure it's mine?"
I used to give a friend of mine grief about it all the time because Jack had hairy shoulders, and Lee was born with dark curly hair like Jack had, and baby fur on his shoulders. Well, I used to give him grief all the time. Says, "Anything you want to tell me?" And then my wife would hit me, and I'd be like, "What?" Because
So basically, you only say that fun stuff if you're expecting to get punched in the shoulder or something like that from your wife, or smacked across the face.
And then she found out that it made Jack squirm, so she was in on it too. After that, she just let me run with it. So
it's funny how we went straight from politics to childbirth.
It's all a pain in the butt, man. There's not a whole lot to say on the politics other than that,
Yeah.
Everybody, too many people are focused on the president. There's only one choice for president.
Exactly. And I'm like I said, it still doesn't change my opinion. I'm still not crazy about Trump, but at this point in time, I see no other logical choice. And like you said, it's basically throwing a vote away if you try voting for anybody else right now.
I voted for Perot when he ran.
Yeah, I think my dad did too. He's saying like he got like death threats or something like that.
Well, he was if he hadn't ran, if Perot hadn't got so many votes, we wouldn't have got Clinton. So that sucks.
Well, who else was running against Daddy Bush? I mean, they were both corrupt anyway, but who was running against well, no, like I'm saying other than Clinton, who else was running?
Clinton, Perot, and Bush, I believe. Because they didn't want to vote for the other.
Yeah.
He tried to secede early enough to make a change or whatever. But and I could be wrong on that, man. That was back when I was doing a little chemical. So
don't worry, no judging here. This is the no judge zone.
But I just quit. I know I thought that Bush was going to be just a continuation of Reagan, and then he wasn't.
No. The Bushes, man, their corruption pretty much goes far back as World War II. They were part of the banking cartel that actually supported both the Nazi Party and the American ally during the during Second World War. In fact, even I think it was the Fords, like Henry Ford, they did the same thing. So I don't know if it's like one of those things where we're going to try to hedge our bets. So either way, if one country loses, we're still going to be on the winning side. I don't know, but they're just corrupt people.
That's some of that tinfoil hat stuff that I don't follow anymore. I don't. The Bushes didn't come into their money. Well, old man Bush's dad started making the money, and then Bush Sr. made some money, but then he went into politics, and then his son made money in the same place. A lot of the Bush's money was made right here in Texas. A lot of it in the oil field. I don't know about any of that other stuff. But there's not a wealthy family out there that isn't part of the banking cartel.
Yeah.
So,
unless they're one of those people that won the lottery or something like that.
Yeah. Well, no, if you're, a name here, Prokopchik. I know him. He started out working out of the back of his pickup truck. The old man Prokopchik was never rich until the last part of his life. Botts, never rich until he earned every penny of it. Patterson, that was not given to him. He went to debt, bought one junk rig and turned one junk rig into an international company. But it took him 40-something years. There's and then you could take the last name Patterson and you could chase it all the way back, and find somebody back in his family tree that had money. That doesn't mean that's the way Glenn started.
Yeah.
The guy that wrote his shirt tails all the way up to Filthy Rich or whatever was his banker. Now he latched on to him. He was like, this guy's doing stuff and I'm just going to stay part of it. Then worked his way into a working partnership with him. But the name stayed and the controlling stock stayed in Glenn's name. So then Glenn died and they moved the company out of here, which took a big hit. We lost hundreds of jobs when they did that.
Huh.
But Glenn's kids didn't want to be a part of it, and they weren't going to do the fighting and stuff like that. So, anyway, police fire ambulance just left my side of town.
Yep.
Pat Robertson is a shill. What about him? Is he your new preacher, Rachel?
I'm afraid I don't know who Pat Robertson is anyway.
He's a televangelist.
So wait, is he like one of those people that are on TV that have those big freaking churches and like you were saved or whatever,
Yes.
Okay.
He's I am very anti mega church. So
hey, that's fair.
There's one of the books that didn't make it into the Bible actually limits the number of people that are supposed to be in an assembly. But neither the Catholic Church or the Anabaptist churches wanted that in there. So the end. And
Yep.
Let me rephrase that. Neither the Catholic nor the Protestant churches wanted that in the book, because that would have destroyed all them big mega Catholic churches.
Yeah.
The number's 150 because you can know on a personal basis 150 people.
Yeah.
You can know whether or not you like all of the 150 people in the building. But past that, there's no way.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was 200 or not.
It's 100.
Is it 150?
150 people.
Interesting.
It's actually, the requirement was that at 150, if more people wanted to show up, then they were supposed to split into 2 assemblies and continue to grow both assemblies. That was the way the churches were to spread. It's but that's not
Carol,
there, I guess.
Carol, are we referring to the Elite 300 or the Club of Rome or the, well, they call it Bilderbergs? Is that what you're talking about when you say the 300 Club?
No, that's it. That's the name of the church, I think, or something.
Oh, really? You know what? That's good, Rachel. It's probably, I don't know, the way things are going, it's probably about the only church that should be going to.
Which one of the guys was the one that got caught with the hooker in his room?
I don't know.
Which, I don't know, didn't Biden's boy just get busted wanking off during a Zoom call or something like that?
Oh, my God.
But can't hold his boy's behavior against him, I guess.
The apple really does not fall from the tree or fall far from the tree.
It does if you catch it and throw it. Swagger, that's right, Carol. Thank you. I knew Carol was a Southern Baptist, Southern preaching type person. She knows all them televangelists. Was that one dude? Is it Shilton or Hilton or Wilton or Bilton or Pilton or some son crap or whatever that would they give you a piece of bed sheet that he prayed over? And there's another guy doing it now. It does, but his stuff's the size of a postage stamp, dude. The little piece of cloth is the size of a postage stamp, and he'll actually sell you water that he's prayed over too. You know, it's like, what good is that gonna do? It's the water of life. No, I don't think it is.
Nope, you were peddling. Kind of cheapens the word of God, you know what I mean?
Well, the gift of salvation is free.
Yep. Or it's available to you for $9.99.
3 easy payments of $99.99. These guys are serious about making money. That's you can buy a 400-page paperback for $7.99, right? Or you can buy a How to Be a Better Christian paperback, which has 150 pages, for $30. I'm sorry, but something's not right. You can go to a secular music concert for $20. Okay. And there's beer. Or you can go to a Christian concert, a faith-based concert, and pay $75 a seat and they ain't even popcorn. Something's not right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And this is just basically just goes back to corruption, you know. We're perverting stuff, and we're so corrupt we're going to try to make money off of it.
There's that. I think Carol's probably going to vote for Biden.
Well, you know what? Quite frankly, I don't. You vote for who you got to vote for. I was going to bring up a topic I thought was kind of funny today. My job, one of the coworkers was saying, "Yeah, I'm going to go back to Christian Mingle," and then like the other coworker and I, we started joking and stuff. Was like that. It's like, what if a confirmed Satanist decided they're just going to go ahead and join Christian Mingle? And we just started laughing about that. It'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like, so are you? No, we're not. I'm not Christian. That'd be funny. I don't know.
There's a lot of Satanists and stuff that drift around and a lot of the Satanists actually know more Bible verses and stuff than
the best example I can bring up is actually Styx Hexenhammer 666. Well, he's he's kind of a pagan now, but he used to be a Satanist.
Same thing, but you can't worship any God other than God and be anything but worshiping Satan.
Yeah.
The Hindus worship Satan, they just don't know it. The pagans worship Satan, they don't know it. The Wiccan worship Satan, they just don't know it. Atheists worship Satan, they just don't know it. You're either worshiping God or you're for the other guy. There's the end.
Yeah, I thought that there is like a certain level of forgiveness, like for the cases of if you did not know. Like there's a difference between not knowing and then there's a case of knowing, like knowing the difference, but you choose to disobey. I thought there was like a certain level of forgiveness for those who did not know, like truly did not know, and there'd be like a time for them to get a chance to, get re-educated, not in a negative way.
No. Let me see if I can go ahead and talk about, but when Paul was made it to Rome, and he got a chance to talk to these old boys, and the first thing he pointed out was that even you yourselves have built an altar to our God, not knowing the God or the unknown God. He was telling the Bible is full of warnings saying there's no excuse not to realize there's a God.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. A mammal has a cell floating around. The female mammal has a cell floating around in her body. The male mammal deposits cells into her body. Those cells swim around until they find that one single cell and bond with it. And then those two cells become one cell, and that one cell divides until it forms bone, hair, teeth, lungs, brain, heart, eyes, fingers, toenails, skin, a digestive tract, a nervous system. it comes out, it's a human being. You're going to tell me that by chance, some freaking dirt started making...
No, that's preposterous to think that all this was by accident.
Yeah. So, okay.
I'm just saying, like, I guess for like the people that truly, because like, for instance, like you can't be held accountable for your sins until the age of 8. So I was just thinking, like, for instance, like indigenous people of some, I don't know, just some made up tropical islands, just say, how are they to know whether or not, the God of Isaac, Abraham, and Moses, like, how are they to know whether or not like he exists, or that's the God, that's the only true God. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is there no forgiveness for them? Like, are they forever damned? That's we're getting way off topic, but like, are they?
Well, it's actually a decent discussion, because are you automatically going to hell because you were born in South America in a cave to Stone Age people?
I would like to think not.
I would like to think not also. But there's also more souls on the planet now than there ever has been. I don't believe that everybody's automatically reincarnated.
No.
But I don't think that God ever formed a soul in its mother's womb with the intent for that soul to go to hell. The Bible also says that the law was given to convict us of our sin. A person unaware.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to get at.
Of God. I mean, truly unaware. In first world and third world countries, there's no excuse for being... Everybody's heard the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you're truly innocent of knowing, if there's no way for you to know, then you're probably okay. Now, if your culture has decided to live in a way that is completely opposite of the right and the wrong way to live, like one tribe, it's the tip of the spear, or the edge of the spear, tip of the spear. It's a really good... There's 2 movies out there. One's a documentary and one's a movie. I suggest that you watch both of them. It's basically a story about a tribe of people that had never had contact with anything, and then some missionaries get there, whatever. But what converted these Indians was the fact that as they were killing the missionaries, they actually saw the Holy Ghost leaving their bodies and ascending to heaven. And it convicted every warrior in the tribe of the possibility that there was something other than the great anaconda, which was their God. It's a really good movie to watch. That would explain a lot about what you're wondering about. The closer a society is to Earth, the closer they are to the way God intended for us to live. The naked Aboriginals running around eating bushes and killing monkeys and roasting them and stuff, they're doing it the way we were designed to do. Now, the several tribes in the Americas actually believed in one God. They believed there were spirits that controlled other parts of the realm, but there was only one real spirit that was in control of everything. So even here on the continental United States, or North America, there were tribes that were aware that there was only one God
Yeah.
without the Bible, without any Jews, without anything. You have to wonder if we really did, if all people came from North Africa, like the Bible says, then, or well, that area, no, not specifically North Africa,
Yeah.
but the Middle East, North Africa, around in there. If everybody came from there, okay, if we're all descendants of Noah because of the boat,
hmm
then,
The ark.
we all have an ancestral tie to the realization that there is one God. He created everything and he can destroy everything anytime he wants to. He can build it back up from nothing. So that those peoples are the same people that are supposedly settled the Americas. So I've got to take this call.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute this.
Yeah. Like I said, I just kind of threw that out there because that's like the best. That's probably like the best example I could think of. You know, what if there was a island out there that had no prior knowledge? Like, you know, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, they're the equivalents of at that point in time, their knowledge would be about the equivalents of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden prior to partaking of the forbidden fruit. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're innocent. So, where was I gonna go with this? Darn, I had a really good train of thought here and I kind of lost it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I would like to think that people can be saved. I don't know. I mean, even in my time of like the low, you know, when I like spiritually speaking, like my spiritual side had just about completely vaporized. I was to a point where I had briefly, I'm not gonna lie, I briefly stopped believing in God, but I didn't. I could never bring myself down to being a complete atheist. You know, I couldn't think. You know, like there was no way, shape, or form that I could come to realization that all of this was created, you know, by accident. You know, it's not the case, and that never was the case. Like not for me, but you know, most DNA maps will show that we descended from one woman. Mitochondrial DNA. The other thing that I find kind of interesting, I guess, since we're kind of in this topic, you know, like the fossils of prehistoric men that were not really quite, you know, mankind as we know it today, you know, modern day men. You know, I've heard people say, "Oh, the devil planted those there to confuse us and all this stuff." And same goes for like the fossils for the dinosaurs. Like, well, hold it. I think you're misguiding some people because you know if God created heaven and the earth and created everything that we know, then did he or did he not create science? So I would like to think that, you know, there's some interesting correspondence with numbers associated with the Bible and then associated with the actual age of the earth and the solar system. And the Bible, I find it interesting, you know, God created the earth in 6 days and on the seventh day he rested. Well, you know, there are some people out there that honest to God will try to take that literal, you know, like, you know, literally the earth was created in 6 days, like 6 days as we know it. How do we know that 6 days in God's time isn't 6 billion years in our time? You know, if you are an immortal being like God, then time really doesn't have much meaning. So 6 days could be 6 billion years. And I find it interesting that there are scientists out there that are estimating our Earth and solar system to be approximately 6 billion years. So I don't know. I think it's possible so that there could have been some time for some fossils to be made. The Sentinels are the most isolated tribe. Interesting to know. Oh, anyhow, trying not to. That's crazy. Like I said, this whole stream was supposed to have been about politics, but it went from childbirth to religion, like in a heartbeat. But that's why I like featuring people on here. Aid, you know what? Let's go ahead and invite you. I need to invite you because right now Wes is busy. Let's see. Get you in there. Hey, check your Gmail. Check your Gmail, Aid. See, I was wondering when you were going to show up, man. I was surprised you didn't show up right away. But then again, I kind of did the stream last minute. I was trying to get this in, get this ball kind of rolling because I wasn't sure if Wes was going to have his Bible study tonight. Here, let's see. I'll send you another invite. Oh, hey, Wayne. Awesome. I'm glad you're here. Sweet. Wayne, do you have a Gmail? Nope, apparently not. Just here for a bit? Yeah, hang on. Hey, Aid, I sent you an invite, bud. Okay, there we go. All right. Let me try typing that in real quick. Sorry, Gmail's being a bit slow. All right.
All right, what are we talking? Vesuvian what? What? Oh, is Wayne going to come up?
Yeah, Wayne. I don't know if Aid will, but I was trying to see if I could get him in there.
What'd y'all start talking about after I got on the phone?
Well, I was talking about like the interesting correlations and numbers and between the Bible and then like the scientists' actual estimation of the age of the solar system. The Earth and solar system. You know how like God created Earth, created Earth in 6 days, and like the scientists have estimated our solar system and the Earth to be somewhere around 6 billion years old. And I'm talking about, there's people out there that will actually take that literally like 6 days, as in like 6 revolutions around, or not 6 revolutions, but 6 Earth's rotations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
and
well,
that's,
if
when he
you're,
was making the Earth, it wasn't making revolutions around the. Or,
yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's what they would. I don't know if, yeah,
Was
that's fine.
it a day with God is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day, or whatever. That doesn't mean literally a day is 1,000 years with God.
Yeah,
It means that God operates outside of time.
yeah.
Time
Hey,
is not related to God. There's no.
yeah.
Whatever.
Wayne, did you get the email? Real quick, can you like message me? Did you get the email? Because I'm not sure if you did. I'll send you another. I'll send you another link. We will continue this momentarily there, Wes. This thing is, I don't know if this is working or not.
He said something about I'm only on for a few minutes, got family stuff to do.
I know.
I think that usually means that he's gonna like torture his children or something, I think.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I sent it to you twice. I don't know if it showed up. So send me a sign there, Wayne.
He said it worked.
Okay, it's on the email. Okay, good. I was a little unsure
You're
how.
the same boat I'm in now, because you invite people and nobody wants to come on your live stream because they don't like you.
I don't do live streams hardly. Like this is the first actual live stream other than the one that completely got hosed 2 Saturdays ago. This is the first one I've done since March of 2019.
I actually trying to get back to doing like uploaded videos more than live streams.
For videos.
The live streams are fun. The only reason I do so many live streams is because I can't ever find a live stream to go to the chat in.
Yeah.
I'm not doing live streams anymore.
Not seeing him show up. Hey, Aid. Oh, you're not set up?
Aid's not set up. Wayne's doing family stuff. Rachel is mean and she won't join.
Oh, really? Are you mean, Rachel?
I don't know. Rachel, would you consider going live on a live stream sometime?
Oh, I tried getting LS back in the past to try to join us on live streams, but couldn't get her to go on.
Yeah, she killed her Patreon stuff too.
Really? I haven't seen LS in a while, so I don't know if she's.
I think she's really involved in a local ministry and with work and stuff. I don't think she has a lot of time for YouTube anymore.
Oh, gotcha.
Which I mean, that's good stuff there. I actually think that I spend too much time on this crap.
Oh, Rachel's got LS's number. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how I knew about the Patreon. She texted the missus. They used to talk all the time.
Yeah. I need to even see if her YouTube channel's still up because like I have been like kind of out of the loop with a lot of stuff. Changing jobs and all this, and then like my current job, which thankfully will be coming to an end here soon. Man, I've been like working like nobody's business.
Yeah, that little job I took, they added. Well, they were going to get some other guy to do it, but it was questionable whether or not he was going to get it done in time.
Yeah,
for the plumbers to do what they needed to do. So I said, well, I can drop what I'm doing and step over onto it and then get back onto what I'm doing. So now I'm tearing the deck off the back of the house.
All right.
So the plumbers can get in there.
All right. Well, you have a good night there, Wayne. Maybe next time.
Hey, Wayne, I don't know if you know this or not, but somebody cut all your hair off.
I think that same person that did it to me too.
And I'll never understand that. Getting so close to having real hair like me, and then everybody gets their hair cut. I was actually joking around about getting my hair cut a couple of nights ago or whatever, and
Hey, I did too, Wayne. I did too. I got sick and tired of having to rinse my hair out about 3 or 4 times to get all the soap and shampoo out. What a pain.
well, I got looked at like I was going to be sleeping outside with the dog, so I still got my hair.
Sleeping outside with a cardboard sign.
Yeah, say will work for hair.
Will work for hair. You would join, but if Lance is awake, he likes to say hi and climb on my. Okay.
Well, that would be funny.
Yeah, you don't want us to see Lance? What time is it over there in Hawaii right now?
It's like it was like back before Wayne got all de-Wayne.
Well, nobody said anything about me getting divorced.
I just noticed you lost your beard and such.
Yeah, I trimmed it all off.
There's
it's almost 2 in the afternoon over there.
She sent you her email.
Yeah. I'm gonna get her all squared away here. Give me a minute. Let's see. Invite button right here.
Remember, Rachel, you don't have to put makeup on for this.
Hell, if you don't want to, you can like keep your camera turned off if you're really, that ashamed of being on camera. But I'm inviting you for a reason because I like hearing.
That's why I kill my cameras, because it was causing your stream to lag a little bit. So when it's just audio, it's easier.
Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll turn mine off. Hang on, give me a sec.
I think I can have actually an emoji up here that actually does stuff when I talk now. I'm not sure. I got to look into that.
There we go. Better. I gotta. Come on. Well, let me. All right. Let me see if I can't.
Is Allslip. Slippy. I binge watched all of the Game of Thrones, all 8 seasons. And I keep wanting to talk like I'm like a Game of Thrones person. Seasons 1 through 6 were awesome. And then I got really sad because 7 and 8 blew.
All right, I sent it to you. Yeah, Aid. I only that live stream, the Magical Unicorns live stream. Yeah, I had, and that one I had barely a week, like barely had like 8 days worth of hair on my head. Today I've got what, almost 20 days worth of hair on my head now.
I honestly don't know if I'd be able to cope with a burr now. I like the long hair. Just
Oh, here we go. Here's Rachel.
gets
All right.
get pain in the butt having to. Look
Hi,
at her.
You can turn your camera off if you want. I'm not.
I don't know how to do anything. It's fine. You guys are stuck with my ugly mug. It's great.
It's not
It's
ugly.
okay.
We'll
It's not
suffer
us.
through it.
So you said your kid will try to climb up on top of you and say hi.
He's supposed to be sleeping. And actually, let me check.
That's fine. Do what you got to do.
I still think you're lying about your
Oh,
age.
oh, thanks,
What?
Aid. I appreciate that.
Still think you're lying about your age, Rachel. You're like mid-20s maybe.
No, I'll be 33. I promise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. On to yours.
I would have never guessed that.
Not a
I'm an
million.
87 baby. Yay.
So, what's the weather like in Hawaii?
It's actually really, really cloudy most of the day today. It rained most of yesterday, and it was supposed to rain more than it did today, but it's not bad. It is. And this is weird because I've been on my computer today because I've had some stuff to type up. So normally I'm on this thing. I think it's 80, 83 out and cloudy and humid and gross. And I have to run later today and I don't want to because it's gross out. I'm just as ADHD in real life as I am in the chat, by the way. So I apologize.
So it sounds like another day in paradise.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go to the beach next week unless the governor shuts stuff down. But that's if my friend can actually wake up by 6 a.m. So we'll see.
I'm thinking about going to the beach.
You're
It's
a
like,
long ways away.
yeah, it's a 7.5 hour drive for me, but I've never been to the beach down there. Never been to the beach in Texas.
What? How long have you lived there if you've never been?
My entire life. I have been to the beach in Louisiana, and I've been to the beach in Florida. I've been to the beach in New Jersey. New England. I've been to the beach in Washington State. That place scares me. I'm not going to the Pacific no more. That scared the hell out of me. There was a storm coming in. The tide was going out and the storm was coming in. So the waves were actually higher than the beach was. They were crashing on the exiting tide. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is stupid. Surfer's paradise, I guess. But if surfers are the kind of people that go out there and get into that kind of stuff, they need lobotomies. Because, that's 20 and 30-foot waves crashing down on everything. I ain't interested.
Well, how many of you can say that you were up in the sail of a submarine out in the middle of the Atlantic? Me.
How many of us can say that there's no way I'm getting in a submarine? They tried to put my brother in the submarine when he was in the Navy, and he said no. He literally sued for an early out.
You got any cleaning tips for getting submarine smell out of clothes? That sucked. Trying to wash my husband's clothes. I can't. That smell is something I will never forget. And I've smelled some dirty. I used to clean out hoarder homes as a teenager. I volunteered. And my ex-husband went to OIF 3 in Iraq. And that submarine smell is by far one of the worst smells I have ever experienced in my life. Bar none.
Submarines have a smell?
Yeah, they do. But the thing was, like, I never had that issue trying to get the smell out. Maybe I'm just like desensitized to it. I don't know. like people are always talking. I remember people always talking about that. You know, it's like, hey, if you have anything you don't want to get ruined by the smell, don't take it with you on this underway. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't seem like any of my clothes stank. It didn't seem like any of my bedding to my rack stank.
How many people are on a submarine?
Depends on what class of submarine we're talking about. If we're talking about a fast attack submarine, if we're talking about a boomer submarine, you're looking at what, a crew of like 300 personnel. Fast attack, like Virginia class fast attack, you're looking at a crew personnel between like 140 and like 160 plus people. We had 165 plus crew members on my ship.
On a submarine?
Yes, sir.
In a sardine can under the ocean, y'all had 160 dudes.
Yeah. We
like
had 165, both men and women. We only had female junior officers, though. Like I said, if you were a female and you wanted to be on the ship, you had to be an officer because that was the only way they could like segregate you from the rest of the crew. Because you get your own stateroom, you get your own rack, you get your own space. So perks of being an officer. Don't have to hot rack.
Yeah, no.
Oh, and I was gonna say that smell is actually from the that smells actually from the ship's not the oxygen plant, but from the air scrubbers. The air scrubbers, they use this chemical that basically attracts the dangerous gases that we can't breathe in. You know,
Okay.
species can't breathe in, otherwise we will suffocate. Like it draws in the CO2, the hydrogen. Like even though air already naturally has hydrogen, but usually that hydrogen's attached to like, oxygen molecule making water vapor. So
You guys
yeah,
are doing
that's what that smell came from. Are you base housing or
For a walk in Hawaii.
I'm taking you with me.
is that base housing or is that your house?
It's off base housing, if that makes any sense.
It's pretty nice for an abode there.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's older housing, so I mean, if the paint peels, I have to call maintenance so that we don't get lead poisoning, and I can't dig in the backyard. So it did have like tomato plants. No, they used some sort of like weed treatment or fertilizer or something that actually poisoned the soil. So they tell you not to dig or to plant anything directly in the soil.
Oh wow.
So, and they recently actually came by, and I had just bought tomato plants, so I was pretty pissed. They didn't tell us that they were coming by to spray herbicides and to do a couple other things. They told us they were cutting down trees, which was cool. But no, they got it on my tomato plants and stuff, and I was hoping that they would at least survive, and then maybe I could just pick the fruit off and toss it for a couple of rounds. But no, it killed them and everything. So, yeah, base housing is so much fun. This is
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say much better than living in barracks. I can tell you that much. That's all I lived in the entire time I was in the Navy because I was single.
My ex-husband gave me a tour of their barracks, and he was infantry, Army, and that was pretty disturbing and disgusting. It was Fort Stewart, Georgia, and it was humid and moldy, and nothing but sand in all the washing machines. So I remember asking him to do a load of wash there, and my clothes, apparently my undergarments went missing, but I mean, I guess that's what I get for asking my husband to wash them in an infantry barracks laundry room. But yeah, no, I lived on Fort Belvoir too, and they had nice housing as well. So
nice. I can honestly say the first buildings that I ever lived in that had cockroaches in it was Navy barracks. That was Connecticut. I was utterly amazed that living on the 4th floor of a 5-story building, that I was still able to find a damn roach in my room. I was like, are you kidding me? This is was nasty. When I was living on the second floor of that same building, I would find like 5 roaches. I was like, this is so gross.
No, Hawaii, we have, it doesn't, I'm pretty good. Today's like deep cleaning day. So I have everything's kind of disaster. And then everything gets picked up and actually put away right before bedtime. So I have like laundry over here and like Lance's toys over here. And I actually had to pull up my living room rug and deep clean that by hand today. So that was fun.
No rug doctor?
No, actually, I broke one a few months ago, and I just haven't gotten around to replacing it. But it needed to be
Do you ever
cleaned, and
find
right now it's in my dryer. But
Do you ever find any good
roaches
seashells
everywhere.
over
What?
there? Do you ever find any good seashells on the beach?
If you go early, like I go early, and so sometimes I'll find complete ones. But I go to Bellows, and then I can't pronounce it. Everybody just calls it Dog Beach, but it's like Kamehameha Beach, which is on base. And where you get the shells, they are on both of those beaches. The tide comes in really strong, so a lot of them end up broken. I don't like to go to Waikiki, so there's too many people. In fact, when we were staying in the hotel down there, when we were waiting for housing, it got to the point where I wouldn't leave the hotel room without my GoPro on me, so that in particular homeless people would leave me alone because they would notice that you were filming and they would just not even bother asking you a question. I had a few of them not get physically violent with me, but stop there and just scream in your face that they've been asking for money all day. You need to stop and you need to go get them something. You're a visitor here and you're privileged to be here. So why don't you just go ahead and give them, your white man fee? I just kind of like just blankly stared and kept walking. And Lance was tiny at the time, so I had him in the baby carrier, and I'm just like,
How the hell do you wind it with homeless people? How does a homeless person get to Hawaii?
they probably lost a job here. We actually, a lot of them have mental health issues. The mental health care on the island, we have no long-term facilities. Most of the local hospitals will hold you for 3 days and then release you, and then you are society's problem. So a lot of them are off their rockers.
What you need to do is go to the print shop and get them to make up a bunch of signs that say free food, housing, and liquor 7 miles north, and then put a map and put an X out in the middle of the ocean and see how many of them just swim out there and don't come back.
I'll just tell them to go to California.
They're
Say
just
hi to Nancy Pelosi.
they're just dying for y'all to come visit Venice Beach, whatever it's called, which keeps catching on fire now.
Mm.
The new way of getting even with your homeless neighbor for not paying his drug debt is to set his stuff on fire. So, it come up in my feed or whatever on YouTube for, what you got recommended. So I chased the homeless people on Venice Beach rabbit hole for 8 or 9 hours. And I was like, man, they just need to fix that. But I mean, they made it against the law to enforce the law. So the people are pitching tents anywhere. I mean, if there's a patch of grass between the sidewalk and the street in front of somebody's house, they'll pitch a tent and there's nothing they can do about it. The cops can't make them leave.
Yeah, we had a couple do that here because it's off base housing, but there's no gate guards. And so, but thankfully we do have Ohana military family community cops. Like they're like glorified mall cops, but they kicked them out. But we get squatters in these houses all the time when military people move out and they realize that the maintenance vans aren't visiting that house if they're already remodeled. And these panes, I have actually maybe super glued my window panes behind me here because you can just lift them up and reach your hand inside and unlatch the sliding glass door. And I have security cameras all through my house. So when I leave, they all come on. And sometimes even when I'm just downstairs by myself, I put them on. So it's a fun experience. And
Yeah.
I was homeless in Alaska, and I've never dealt with the aggressiveness. And I was homeless as a child, so maybe I don't remember, but I don't remember them being that aggressive or that abusive to people.
Yeah. See, one of the things I like about living in the state that I do, I like the fact that I'm allowed to, it's permitless open carry. Whenever I'm not carrying, because there's a lot of, believe it or not, like this area is getting pretty bad. In fact, they're actually coming out to where I live, which is unheard of, because like I don't know how the hell you guys are getting out here. There's no bus services out here. There's like, unless you're Ubering yourself out here or you're walking your lazy fanny all the way out here, there's nothing out here for you. But what I've noticed is like whenever I'm open carrying, I don't get hassled by these people. They don't ask me for money. In fact, they leave me alone because they don't know whether or not, oh shoot, is this guy a cop or is he not a cop? I mean, it should be pretty obvious, with my, when I don't have my hair cut or if I've got facial hair, that I'm not a cop. But
Aid wanted to for you to send him another invite.
all right, I'll send him another invite again. I don't know what happened. This thing is just kind of, he was briefly in here and then he like ghosted on me. Come on.
So, which do you like better, Alaska or Hawaii?
I miss Alaska. See my sweater?
Yeah. Let me. Sorry.
I have to move my hair. I got too much hair. I'll mail you some of my hair. See?
Alaska grown.
Yep. I miss Alaska. I miss winter. I do. As crazy as that sound, the 30 below zero and the wind chill factor. Because I lived in Anchorage, Wasilla, and Palmer from about the time that I was maybe 2 or 3 until I was 16. And then I moved back. I'm trying to remember. Because it was right after Colorado. So like 2009.
Aid's in here. Sorry, Aid. Sorry about that, buddy.
No, it's all right.
Oh,
mate.
you got a mustache going. All right.
Yeah, my I couldn't switch off my icon for some reason.
Oh.
Look at these two handsome people on the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
I need a mustache.
Look good.
Yeah, I'm growing my beard back. Growing my beard back. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you're getting the Mobius mustache back.
Yeah, my Jack the Ripper mustache.
Yeah, it's funny. I like the beard. I want to grow my beard out down to get to my belly button.
And be
But
like,
start touching my collarbone. The missus has a cow.
Well,
Are you planning on doing like a comb over with it once it gets that long? Like just
8
from the
inches long before I cut it off.
The plan was to grow the beard long enough to where I could braid it into my hair and have my beard and my braids coming down together, my hair and my beard braided together. But apparently that's not okay.
No.
So we're not going to do that ever. Well,
I hardly tolerate my husband's navy mustache. He started growing that when he realized his hair was thinning, and I was like, okay. Whatever makes you feel better.
that's a nice way of putting it, the Navy mustache, aka the porn star mustache.
I hated that. People kept giving me a hard time when I was in the Navy for growing a mustache. They keep calling it a Hitler stash, or they call it a dirty Sanchez, or they call it a porn stash. I'm like, just leave it alone, man. Because at the time, like I had a baby face, like straight up baby face. In fact, even in boot camp, there were people in my boot camp division that didn't know how old I was, and I was like, dude, like they would assume I was like 18 or 19 years old. It's like, no, you're wrong, man. I'm glad you're telling me I'm 18 or 19 years old, but you're wrong because I'm actually like almost 24. And on top of that, I've already gone to college. Unlike you, I've gone to college and I've also filed my first tax return. So, yeah, leave me alone. It's funny when you get people that think that they know stuff and they don't.
I've been wearing a mustache since I was 17, I guess.
Like I said, I had to do the facial hair. Otherwise, people would think I was a lot younger than what I was. That's why I still wear facial hair, because people still think I'm younger than what I actually am.
Maybe that's why he does it. Because I'm older than my husband by 7.5 or 4 years. So maybe he just wants to feel old.
So wait a minute. Wait, how old's your husband?
He'll be 26 in January.
Oh,
And I'll
gee.
be 33 in November.
Wow, I'm older than he is.
I married a baby.
And then you said he's already balding or his hair's thinning?
Yeah.
I feel
It's
sorry.
because he's tall and he keeps rubbing his hair off in
Good
the,
grief.
whatchamacallit, the thingy, the submarine.
Maybe it's the kit. What's that? Wait a minute. What? Say that again, Wes.
It's because he's tall and he keeps rubbing all his hair off in the submarine.
Maybe because he's a little bit taller than 6'4". So, and he did come home with like some nice bruises.
Yep.
He went and got a beanie this time, and he said that he's been folding socks up in it and putting it right about there. So, when he forgets to duck, he can be
To wear a
protected.
buff helmet.
I can't tell you how many times, when I was on a submarine, and like I said, I'm not even that tall. Like I'm 6'1", okay? I can't tell you how many times I'd hit my head on the overhead. I can't tell you how many times my command ball cap actually saved my dome from getting really badly hurt. Here, hang on one second. I'm going to real quick. So you see that line going? Sorry, other way. Sorry. You see that line going across the top of my head? That was from me getting smacked on top of the head with a steel hatch, slamming shut on top of me when I was climbing up a ladder.
Nice.
Nasty.
Yeah. That was the first time I ever went to an ER. That was the first time I ever rode in the back of an ambulance.
Oh, the first time.
Yeah, that was
God.
that was
That's
back.
bad.
Yeah. That was back when we were stuck in shipyards for like 26 months.
I don't have any scars.
I'm loaded with scars.
No scars. I have way too many pictures on here. I was trying to find one where he's like leaning forward, but he's got like that cartoon, like little patch of hair right here where it's fine. And then the rest of it's going
My
right
pinky.
here. He keeps talking about getting hair plugs. I'm like, you're fine. We'll just wax you like Mr. Clean.
He won't have to ever worry about his haircut not being in regs then.
Yeah. I told him I wax my friend's legs and I wax my legs. I'm like, what's ahead? I'll just wax that too. Get it taken care of. It's okay.
Tell me, get all buffed up and he can wear his hair like Vin Diesel or whatever.
Oh goodness.
The chat is like nobody's talking over there.
Yeah.
No, I think Carol might be the only one left in the chat. I think now we're all just
Yeah.
All in here.
basically on a Skype call, but on
Yeah,
YouTube.
basically.
So how's the weather in England there? Or
It's cold and raining. It's hang on. 48. It's 48 Fahrenheit. Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
I'll trade you.
That's 9 degrees.
9 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
do you ever go fishing over there?
I don't go fishing, mate. I don't actually eat fish.
Hey, you need to explain to him the fishing laws over there, like you explained it to me, because I'm like utterly awestruck by how dumb it is over there.
Yeah, you have to put the fish back.
What,
Yeah,
you pay your fishing license, and then if you catch a fish, you have to put the fish back.
I see a guy doing catch and cooks over there all the time. He
Yeah,
goes
but
like scuba
they go
diving.
to private lakes. If you can go to fish farms, private lakes, private waterways, and that's different. But if I go and buy a fishing license and fish on United Utilities waterways, I have to put the fish back.
I can go fishing as long as it's, I think, ocean, like off the shore without a license here.
I couldn't do that when I was in Connecticut. Like, if you're doing any fishing in Connecticut, even if it was just shore fishing, you had to have a license. Like, you had two separate licenses. You had your freshwater license, and you had your saltwater license. I was like, this is dumb. Oh, and there was a limitation on like how many sea bass you could catch and what the minimum length was, required in order to keep the sea bass.
See, a
Well,
lot
that
of
was
the
in
countryside in
Florida
England's
down there.
owned by a company called the National Trust. It's meant to be a charity, yeah, but it's practically a government department. So you're taking fish out of their waters.
Oh.
So what were you gonna say, Wes?
That's from Florida. That's the same deal. You could fish. You had to have a license to fish freshwater, but you could fish saltwater without a license. When I was down there, I don't know if it's still like that or not, though. It's been a while.
I can tell you it's not that case in Connecticut, man. I'm so glad I'm not living there no more. That place sucked.
Alaska was pretty stringent on their fishing licenses and all of that. And that was the only place I ever got asked to pull my license out at. I went fishing a couple of times in Colorado. I lived in right next to Fort Carson, Colorado Springs. If you've ever been over there by that big one.
plenty times.
Yeah. Yeah, not far from there. So I miss it though. I miss going camping in Colorado.
Yeah. Went camping about a month ago out in the mountains.
You won't catch me
Went to
camping
Colorado
here.
a few times. I never did like it.
What's that? Say again, Wes?
I didn't like the people in Colorado. I thought they were all assholes.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. We got a lot of California transplants. That's our problem. We let too many of them damn Californians in.
No, this is. I hadn't been to Colorado in 15 years, man.
Really? Well,
I mean,
actually,
why
believe it or
go
not-
to the state where everybody's an asshole?
Well, believe it or not, though, like it was about 20 years ago when all the Californians actually started coming in here. Like where I live right now, this used to be all cattle pasture, and it would have remained cattle pasture had the Californians not started moving in.
The second they see your Texas license plates, all of a sudden you're a lower life form.
That's because they don't understand what true freedom is.
It's also because they hate the idea that they're the best part of their state actually used to be Texas.
Texas purchase.
No, seriously, Texas ran all the way up into the bottom side of Montana, dude.
Yeah.
People don't get that. Texas used to be huge. You
It
couldn't
still
get to California. You couldn't get from St. Louis, Missouri to San Francisco without going through Texas when Texas was a country.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, it might not be before long where Texas probably might end up becoming a country again.
that'll never happen now. There's a reason the whole making the blue states to where you couldn't live there and moving people out. Yeah, it's people that are more conservative or moving out of the blue states or whatever, but their kids were raised there, and they are going when they come of age to vote, they're going to make the red states the new blue states. It's just the way it's going to be, because they're like, man, it was so much better in California. There's blah, blah, blah. All these people were running around because, they don't. Young people do not understand the way money works.
No, they don't.
That's why most communists are all young people
Well, you see, here's the thing, Wes, I'm young. I understand how money works. It just doesn't come from nothing, and I think what it takes is, somebody working an actual blue collar, 9 to 5 kind of job to understand it, and then having regular bills. So I think I understand it pretty well. And like I said, I can definitely tell you by far out of everybody here on this stream right now, I'm the youngest. I am the youngest, hands down. I'm not even 30 yet. I think I've got a pretty good concept of money.
I'm
And I
usually
know
the youngest in Bitty's live stream.
Say again?
I'm usually the youngest in Bitty's live streams.
Well, I'm almost always the youngest in any stream that I happen to get featured in, and I only get featured in Wes's live stream. So,
Carol's dog ate her silver. That sucks. My daughter stole mine. I know exactly where mine went. I have like 3 little German or Polish or Norwegian dimes or something like that. It's like $6 worth of silver. That's all it is.
yeah. I am going to temporarily disappear. I gotta get something to eat like really bad. I've like fasted breakfast and lunch. I was supposed to have eaten an hour ago. I'm getting really hungry. So I'm gonna quickly go make me something to eat, and then I'll be right back. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
We cool? Okay.
Let's
Okay.
destroy his channel ratings while he's gone.
Yes, please.
It's not,
Not
can
like-
do that with
You're not going to hurt
monetized.
anything. You're not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, it's not monetized. Nothing bad we can do that much.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
Where's
just
it
going to start saying
monetized?
COVID over and over and over again.
I can start swearing and stuff. Be great.
Cool.
I'm surprised I haven't swore that much. I'm horrible about not swearing.
Yeah, I've got
No,
to, I've
but
got to think.
what?
I have to think so I don't swear.
Same.
I
Who's
have
that
the
guy?
vocabulary of an angel.
The Angry Prepper, I think is his name. I watch him sometimes. He's just like every other word is the F word, and I'm just sometimes it's just like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, I
You're
sometimes
mad.
watch him. Occasionally, a few live streams.
No, I really do. With what D Horse is saying, like the blue collar jobs and stuff like that. I think he's probably in the same generation, if not my husband's generation, where my generation, I think that if they were forced to do volunteer work or even take a certificate class, like a trade school, whether that's, what I've done was CNA work and medical assistant, stuff like that. And I volunteered to, like I said earlier, I volunteered in high school to clean out hoarder homes, which were basically just elderly people who couldn't or didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to throw anything away. I'm talking like 500, can't believe it's not butter tubs. And you're like, Grandma, come on. You really don't need all of these. But a lot of them don't care. Like they still don't care. I got into a polite disagreement with one of my longtime female friends about, she didn't want to have any kids, and she went and she did get pregnant, and she terminated. And, I told her, I was like, who's going to be there to take care of you? You don't really have any family. Your parents they're like in their 60s, 70s. I was like, who's going to be around to take care of you? Oh, well, I'll just, sign up to go in an old folks home. And, me personally working at one, I loved my patients, but a lot of the staff members were there solely for a paycheck. They didn't care if Miss Jones got the wrong stuff on her tray. They didn't care, Mr. Jones didn't get his shower that day. I would stay a couple hours sometimes after my shift because in Maryland, they don't have a patient cap. So sometimes I had 25 patients. And my shift was from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I'd have to have all of those 20, 25 patients up before noon. And a lot of them I had to help feed at every meal. And a lot of these healthcare workers didn't care. And I told her that. I was like, you're not going to have a child to give two shits about you. And it's going to be my kids or somebody else's kids having to take care of you. And it's it's a very self-centered generation. And I think you know, Wes, that Lance isn't my only kid. My oldest is 15, and I've recently gotten to a very big disagreement with his dad and about some stuff that he's been posting on Instagram. And it makes me nervous. Like these younger generations make me very, very nervous, including my own generation, of this self-centered, everything must be free. My college education must be free. My internet, even people losing their minds over utilities. You got your water, your power, your gas, and now they want free Wi-Fi included in a lot of these things. I'm just like, I don't understand it. Selfishness.
The whole idea behind everything being free and, well, air's free. Why isn't everything else free? Because air is just, plants. Plants grow and they breathe in carbon dioxide and they exhale oxygen. So you have something to breathe. Internet, somebody has to make copper and plastic and gold and all this stuff and form it into all this stuff. And then they have to build make electricity. They have to make the internet work. It costs money to make the internet work. So you pay for the internet so that they can afford to make the internet work. They don't get that it's not just because you grew up with it doesn't mean that it grows on trees like air does. Like, why do we have to pay for food? Because that's how the farmer pays for his internet, dumbass.
Yeah.
Robert.
Is the gas prices going down for y'all too? Well, I don't know about, it was deggum near $2 a gallon a week ago when I got fuel. And I just noticed today it was back down to $1.75.
$1.75 for fuel. You mean gas, petrol?
Yeah, petrol. $1.75 a gallon.
Grief. It's like
Y'all
it's the equivalent of $6 a gallon here. $6
Yeah, but y'all don't make your own oil. Y'all buy all y'all. If I could get my hands on some of the old 1970s Toyotas or whatever, you can actually put in a copper line on. You can go into the tank batteries, and you can set up a deal, and you can make your own freaking gasoline. It evaporates out of the oil and blows away in the wind, or you can put this deal on there and it'll actually, it'll condense. It's called drip gas. And it's got naphtha, a little bit of diesel, mostly gasoline. It's going to blow your engine eventually, but it works. It's some pretty nasty stuff, but yeah. We used to make it all the time back in the day.
I try to walk everywhere. Well, mostly just to Target. It's like a 30-minute walk. It's not that bad. Unless I need something big, then I take the car. But gas is, I drove by the gas station yesterday. It was $2.58.
Wow. So y'all have to have y'all's truck.
Yeah, it all has to be shipped in. It's like I said, I don't like living here. I don't like when we moved here, I about died. I was like, and I always say I'm on an island in the middle of the ocean on a volcano near a fault line. Doesn't make me happy.
No, I bet it doesn't.
You know, like hit you bullseye all of those puppies. When it's got earthquakes, volcanoes, and hurricanes, you're just like, yay me.
Yeah. Like
It's time
I could
building.
handle cold. I could handle living in Alaska and it blowing wind. You know, I remember driving down the highway and suddenly you'd feel the gust of wind come up behind your truck, and I had a hard case tonneau cover on the back of my truck, and that would just blow up, and you'd have to pull over and fight the wind to get it back down and lock it back in place, and sometimes you'd have to duct tape it. But I can handle the cold weather. It's the humidity and then all the other stuff that goes on here that I'm just what was it? We were talking about you and me, Aid, we were talking about like trying to just go camping out in the middle of nowhere and be not near anybody. And you can't do that here. I should go as soon as I find a good babysitter again for Lance, I might go take a hike, and I go early, and I'll videotape it for you guys. I will run into no less than 40 people on about a half an hour hike. And it's everybody wants to take selfies, or they'll stop you. They'll literally stop you in the middle of your hike to ask you to take pictures of them. Like you're not even stopped, and they will be like, please take a picture. I'm on vacation. I've literally told people I don't give a shit.
I'm on vacation too. Go away.
Yeah, pretty much. Get a selfie stick. But I like solace. I like being out in the middle of nowhere with just whoever I'm with, whether it's, my kids or myself or me and my husband. I like being alone, just listening to the quiet. There's no place that I can go here where I can't hear traffic all the time. Drives me nuts.
Unless somebody launches an EMP. That was weird. I got kicked from my own live stream because this internet disconnected. I was just like, oh no, please tell me the stream didn't just end on me. It's like, oh no, it's still going, thank goodness. I tell you what, this was a first for everything, man. Getting kicked out of your own live stream, that's crazy.
We didn't kick you out. We just
hijacked it.
Yeah, we took over.
Yeah, Wes was in his normal place for a few minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's like, hey, Robert.
Here, with the COVID and everything, there used to be places you could go and find get some alone time. That is not the case anymore. Which everybody's back to work now, so I guess you might be able to. Schools are open again.
So, in other words, you're saying everybody all of a sudden became outdoors enthusiasts?
Yeah, they fished every stream and lake to nothing. Nobody understands that if everybody's fishing, somebody's got to throw them back. Nobody's throwing them back. There's not any fish.
Yep. Hey, it's a good realization when the grid goes down.
Yeah, there's people I know, and I need to revisit. I need to go in and watch all my old vids and redo them and re-put them out. Because I'm sorry, I mean, heading for all you head for the hills people, y'all gonna starve. You're all going to die.
Well, it's an interesting comment that Wayne left on one of my videos on the bugging out. He's like, when you got a bug out bag and you're just out bugging out into the woods, you're just a refugee with a bug out bag. That's it. That's all you are, a glorified refugee.
Yeah.
You're a refugee with the ability, if you've got the right bag, you have everything you need to kill somebody else and take their stuff. The end. If your plan is to run away and live off the land, you don't have a plan. There's plenty of deer out there. I'll see deer every time I drive through here. yeah, you see the same deer every day. Deer don't wander from one side of the country to the. They don't start in Kentucky and walk all the way to California and go, oh, well, there's the ocean. We should turn around and walk back. You see the same deer every day.
Well, I was going to say, even if you don't see the same deer, you're seeing a bunch of deer every day. It's because not everybody and their brothers out there with their shotguns shooting them.
200 deer on 3,000 acres in my part of the world is a lot of deer. So, let's say 20 people are hunting deer on that 3,000 acres. In 6 months, there's no deer left.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be any turkey left. There's not going to be any rabbits left. There's not going to be anything left.
Just cockroaches.
Just cockroaches. That Rachel is going to have to learn to stab
Thanks,
with a
Rachel. I was eating.
and roast.
You are so very welcome. I swear,
about
Wes, if you
Navy
keep
boy,
talking
you can
about me
handle
eating
it.
cockroaches, I'm gonna mail you some. I swear I will. All I will have to do is go sit out like a little bit of tuna fish oil in the front yard, and you'll just have a box full of them.
Gross.
Deliciousness.
No.
Nom, nom, nom.
It's already bad enough they're trying to market cockroach milk.
A friend of mine
No.
got on that show. Y'all remember Fear Factor or whatever?
Mhm.
Is anybody old enough to remember Fear Factor?
Yeah,
I'm old enough to remember Fear Factor.
I
Yeah.
remember it.
They had a local deal for it up at Lubbock or whatever, and one of our friends got on there, and they were having to eat all this weird stuff or whatever. He actually made it through the what kind of hissing? He ate the hissing cockroaches.
Oh, those fuckers are like that long.
Yeah, and they were you have to eat them alive.
Mm.
So
Nasty.
I forget what knocked him out. Something that he couldn't
I'm
swallow.
trying to eat, but I'm really hungry right now. But you guys are grossing me out at the same time.
I don't get why people don't eat grasshoppers. I really don't. After you taste them, after you get past the fact that they're a bug and you fry them and you eat them, and you're like, they taste like shrimp, people.
I was
See,
watching a guy
grasshoppers don't
eat
bug me.
grasshoppers with hot sauce the other day.
Nice.
Well, yeah, there's that. My wife says I don't eat shrimp. So there's that. They taste just like popcorn shrimp to me. I think
You
they're good.
cover them in honey
Somewhat.
and sprinkle them on top of your oatmeal. Delicious. Protein.
Ooh. You know, that would be good. Little
See? You got to
onion,
roast them in the oven.
cinnamon on your fried cockroaches. I still need to do some crickets, some actual live crickets. I want to do like a what do you call it? A shish kebab. I want to take and like put a cricket, a wild onion, a cricket, wild garlic. I just want to keep doing all these and then just like roast my what do you call it? Shish kebab of crickets and wild vegetables and then eat them. Just cause.
Yeah, put sprinkles on them. Yeah.
Oh,
You can eat honeybees too, but you've got to get them to sting something so you can pull their stinger out.
No, don't pull a stinger out. That's how they're nice and spicy.
No, I don't think so.
Live life adventurously.
I will not. I will absolutely draw the line on cockroaches. That is nasty, nasty, nasty. Absolute pass. That's one of the reasons.
Dude, I've been researching possible food sources for proteins and fats and stuff. One of the highest concentrations of fats and proteins as far as insect life it goes is actually the common housefly larva. And I know how I can grow them because I've done it on accident, but then I would have to harvest them,
Yeah, really.
wash them, cook them, and eat them. And I don't know that I am that guy.
No.
You mean maggots, don't you, Wes?
Yes, I do.
That's what I thought you meant. Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I just had like this horrible memory. And I was like 8 months pregnant with Lance, and my husband had forgotten to take the trash out.
Oh,
And I'm walking downstairs barefoot to make him breakfast in the morning. And I just remember feeling like this soft, crunchy, squishy crap underneath my feet. And I flick on the light, and I still had morning sickness at that point. And he did not get breakfast that day, at least not from me. He went to McDonald's. But it's just like, ever forget to take the trash out again. Swear.
Yeah, see, I've grown them for bait, and they work, dude. If you can get big fat juicy maggots, you can just put them in water and rinse them, and then put them in a bag. He'll be fine.
what, you dog
Just worried
barking? Or?
about you eating, Dior's. Just
Oh, what?
the
No.
stream. He'll be fine.
No, I'm fine.
It's
No,
like
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm done eating now. I don't, the
You
maggots.
put one of those on a hook and throw it out in the water, and them perch are going to hit that puppy, man. That's that's all there is to it. They're going to hit it.
Well, that's their
It's the
natural.
best bait ever.
Isn't that like a natural food source of the fish anyway? To be eating like larvae, well, at least, very least, of mosquitoes.
Think about it. Well, how come fish eat maggots? Well, let's see. Little deer swimming across river. Oops, him drown. Him get hang on tree. Fly lands on ear ball, lays little baby flies. Little baby flies eat ear ball and then start falling out. And then you've just got a big mass of baby deer hanging in tree, dropping food in water. Fish figure it out real quick. Happens all the time. We found a coyote. It was disgusting. We found it when we were on that canoe trip down in South Texas this spring. We were like, what is that smell? And then boom, there he is.
Oh, nice and ripe.
Nice ripe coyote right there. He was dropping fish food in the river. The buzzards were eating the top half and the flies were eating the bottom half. It was a sight to behold.
Ah, what beautiful nature.
Yeah, nature is the best. And I'm like, and I wanted to tie off, and I'm like, we need to fish right here, downstream from this. And they're like, no, it smells. I said, yeah, but that's where all the fish are going to be.
I think I no longer want. I don't even know what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight now.
Ooh, fried rice,
Oh hell no!
fried rice, and cream of mushroom soup.
Yeah, I was gonna-
Yeah, mac and cheese.
I could make spades though.
you
That
know,
would
I'm
probably
so
be even
glad that
worse.
I fasted 2 meals a day because I was super hungry. I was super hungry today. I'm so glad I fasted because throughout all this disgusting talk of cockroaches and maggots, I would have not been able to finish my food. I really wouldn't have, but I was super hungry and I needed to eat badly.
Yeah, nothing really upsets my stomach too much.
All right,
I'll sit
Chipper,
there and
good
eat
night.
spaghetti and meatloaf watching The Walking Dead, and my husband's sitting here wanting to dry heave. I'm like, what? It's just delicious human MREs. Stringy bits.
Stringy bits. Have you ever noticed how the zombies always like they always show the zombie ripping the abdomen open and going for the guts or whatever, and then the guy who's had his guts eat gets up and he's hungry. I'm like, why are you hungry, dude? They ate your stomach.
Can we like talk about something else? Let's talk about kitty cats. You know, I
Kitty
don't know.
cat? Oh
Yeah,
man,
please. Just,
that's actually how I accidentally
And
made
let's-
those
let's
maggots.
not
that
talk
one time.
about how they'd be great to butcher or anything like that. Just like, oh my gosh, man, please stop.
Oh, there's a
Man.
dead cat on this walk that I take that's about 2 miles. And every single time we pass
come
it, the
on.
first few times that we passed it, Lance would point it out and go, "Kitty, meow." I was like, "Not no more, honey."
More like kitty buzz, a whole bunch of flies buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad
I'm a-
now. Like nobody's cleaned it up. It's pretty gnarly
Pretty
looking.
bloated, or is it
Oh,
beyond that
it's
stage?
past that point now. I'll probably go pick it over for skeleton maybe later because I'm a weirdo.
Did you sitting there talking about skeletons and they mowed the bar ditch here, and I noticed when I was leaving the driveway the other day that they had mowed, and I stopped because there's a perfect cat skeleton laying there. It's just, I guess it died, and it just laid there, and it's all his little bones. He just looks like something out of a fossil record or whatever. There's just this little cat, no skin, no fur, no nothing, just the bones. And I'm like, wow, that's too cool. And I keep forgetting to stop and pick it up. I mean, all of his little vertebrae are there. You can make a necklace out of
That'd be cool.
that. I have a rattlesnake skeleton in the closet in there that my wife didn't know about until just now. That I was going to make a skeleton or necklace out of. Don't worry about those bones in the top of the closet, honey. They're nothing special.
They're preps.
Yeah, they're
It's
prepped.
good for
Those are
crafting.
toothpicks. Now I found I was under a house, and it freaked me out. The whole snake was there, but everything had gone away. It was just the snake skeleton. And I was actually able to pick the whole skeleton up and get it in a plastic bag, which I happen to have on me because that's what I was keeping the parts I was working on. Anyway, and I put the snake in the bag, and it's not a big one, but it just died under the house and decomposed, and it was cool.
surprised you didn't
It
find
has
any-
little teepees and everything.
I'm surprised you didn't find like mummified like snake flesh or snake skin on there.
Cool, damp, dark, and dead flesh. You wind up with these things called carrion beetles, and they don't leave anything but bone, dude. Nothing but bone. The actual rattle was there, most of it, but I didn't want that. I just wanted the skeleton. So,
That's funny though. Kitty, not anymore.
Mm-mm. No,
That
poor
can
thing.
be-
It looked like somebody had dumped it there though, because it's on top of a black trash bag, but you could tell part of it kind of used to cover it, and the wind must have just blew it off the back part though. This is right next to one of the highways, so I'm sorry, I'm a hand talker. It's driving me crazy.
No, it's okay.
And, I have a couple of rat skeletons up in my attic because, again, military housing, you call them to come do a job and they set the traps, and I told them the traps went off and they're like, okay. I was like, you gonna send somebody out to get them? And they're like, yeah, sure. And it's been at least
Months
4
later.
months.
Yeah, Mappy's the same.
It took them forever to actually send anybody out. I had the whole neighborhood had rodent issues, and I mean, D-Horse, you're prior military. You understand when I say dependa. So we had a couple of dependa neighbors, and for those who don't know what a dependa is, it's typically a housewife that's married to a military service member who doesn't take care of anything in the house and uses him solely for his paycheck. There's plenty of memes all online. Just type in Dependa. But when these people were moving out of these houses, it looked like they hadn't ever taken a Clorox wipe to anything. So they had bulk pickup for trash come, and bulk pickup for trash didn't come for 2 months because of
Gosh.
COVID. And all of us, got a horrible mice and rat infestation. And I took most of my security cameras and put them in my kitchen and basically recorded myself having to go through steps in order to keep, because they would only come into the house through the dryer vent at night, but trying to keep rodents out of my kitchen at night. I had to turn my fruit bowl upside down and hide my fruit underneath it and tape my cabinets shut because they would climb up on top of things and open up the cabinets. And I said, if you don't get somebody out here to deal with this problem, I'm going to start billing you for cleaning supplies and food products. And within like 48 hours, they finally had somebody out here.
Wow.
And
Oh,
the first few
convenient.
days in my residence, they caught 4, and in my neighbor's residence, I think they caught 6. And I don't know about anybody else because I don't talk to too many of my other neighbors. But we now have these lovely, huge rat traps outside against at least 2 of the building walls that they have to come by and check weekly because the rodent problem is still bad.
Man,
earlier
about
this
as
year.
bad as Baltimore.
I've seen the rats in Baltimore. The one that the biggest one that we caught here at my house was, its body was maybe 1.25 feet, and then its tail was like another
Oh my
foot. It was gigantic, and I'm sitting down here, and it's like 2 a.m.
Fucking
And I don't even remember what I was doing. I just remember hearing this like, and I just like, I just remember like going through my pantry and trying to find the biggest Tupperware that I had and sticking a 25 weight on top of it, 25-pound weight. I
So
was
when
like,
you say that you've seen
not
rats
today's
the size of
Satan.
footballs, you're not even joking.
No, it was pretty disgusting. I called them and I was like, nope, you guys got a live one on this glue. It was a glue trap of all things.
Oh.
And so I called them. I was like, no, you gotta have them come out here and pick this up today. Like, I'm not.
Well,
It's gonna get
first
off
what
that
you
glue
need to
trap
do
and
is-
kill me.
Is that what
It
they're
was-
saying to you on the phone? First, what you need to do is
When the guy got here too, he was like, "Oh, it's still alive." I was like, "No shit, you put glue traps out."
Well, most people would have whacked it in the head with something.
I was not going near that. I wasn't even going to touch it with my baseball bat. I was just like,
Well, now I
no,
wanna
not
go to
all over
Hawaii
my
just
washer.
go rat hunting. I didn't know they were that big over there.
That's fun.
I could have made rat jerky and mailed you some.
Oh,
Yes,
that-
you could have.
Oh man. Freaking reminder of Demolition Man, like in the sewers, and it was like, man, what kind of burger is this? Rat burger. That's the best damn burger I've ever had. Or something. That's what's
seen
so
it down here?
Wes goes to Hawaii and you see him walking around in a Hawaiian shirt with a hattle rat hunting. You stick me one of those puppies.
Ugh. Ugh. No.
Little
But, yeah,
rotisserie
no.
going on, cranking the rat over the little palm tree fire.
Oh, like on a spit.
Yeah,
Oh,
put a little windmill, one of those pinwheel on the end of the stick, so when the breeze blows on the beach, it just
spins
slowly
into the
rotates
fire.
the rat over the fire. It could work.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
fine.
would work. Yeah. You can put a watermill into the stream, and that'll turn the spit for you.
Yeah, see, there we go.
Oh
Find
man.
some little apples to put in his mouth, and that way he could just be my little rat pig.
Yeah, I would. You know what? For that, I would use crab apples. It'd be small enough.
I don't know, a rat with a foot long body, that's a decent sized rat.
Oh God, yeah. I remember seeing like as a kid growing up. I remember some of my friends had pet gerbils, which I don't understand why you would want a gerbil. It's just a rat, But they weren't even that big. Hell, they were barely. Like I said, the body of the gerbil was barely bigger than my smartphone. So
I
Yeah,
like.
but I've always had issues with people who keep vermin for pets.
yeah. The only exception I will make is rabbits. That is about the only exception that I will make to use as pets. That's the only excuse, because technically speaking, they're kind of vermin too. You look at their teeth.
I don't know. It's deer or rat and squirrel taste the same. Rabbit, I actually think that rat tastes better than rabbit. Honestly, I'm not
I
even making
couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
That's because
Yeah, I've had rabbit a few times. Yeah, that's about it.
now hare tastes different than rabbit. The end. Jackrabbit doesn't taste anything like cottontail. Jackrabbit's more is a hare, whereas a cottontail is a rabbit, and there is a difference.
Don't aren't they skinnier and they got like longer back legs?
They get, as a general rule, they got bigger feet, bigger legs, and they eat different stuff. Like rabbits eat grass and seeds and stuff, and hares eat like weeds and tree bark. Does that make any sense? Jackrabbits don't eat the same thing that cottontails do. They're two different kind of animals. And that's why you'll see jackrabbits and cottontails in the same place. It's because they're not competing with each other. Same reason you see...
So you said jackrabbits will eat the bark off the trees?
Yeah, jackrabbits are like... jackrabbits are more of a browser, and cottontails are more of a grazer.
I was going to say, because I remember as a kid growing up, ironically enough, ended up moving back to the same place where I grew up. Out here, back when this used to just be nothing but cattle pasture, and it's still really difficult to grow anything out here. But like I remember my neighbors next door, they were like kind of heartbroken that there was hardly any wildlife. They went to the pet store. Kid you not, went to the pet store, bought 14 rabbits and released them. And it did not take very long for that rabbit population to become a bit of a hassle. We would try to plant fruit trees. I kid you not, they would strip the bark off of fruit trees. Like we couldn't even have fruit trees. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty certain they released rabbits, not hares. Then again, it could be the area because it's really difficult for stuff to grow out here. All right, sorry.
I haven't done a lot of research into it. All I know is that cottontails have light colored meat and jackrabbits have dark meat. They taste completely different. Jackrabbit tastes almost like deer to me.
Huh.
I mean, literally, it tastes like venison. And rabbit tastes like rabbit. People always say rabbit tastes like chicken. No, it doesn't.
I've had deer meat for a couple of years.
I've been watching them do that ferret hunting over there in England. How am I the only one here?
What? You're not the only one here.
But
Sorry, I'm dorking around. Oh, there's her kid.
All right, hey Lance. Hold on, let me fix it.
Oh, she don't have her head set up.
Hi Lance.
Hi, Lance.
Hey there.
Man, that's a lot of hair. Hey, buddy.
You gonna say hi?
He looks tired. Oh, not anymore.
Who's that?
He's a good-looking kid, boy.
I worked hard on him.
Anyway,
9 months worth of work, I assume.
Yeah. Just so he come out looking like his daddy, though. Huh? Mm-hmm. You want your juice?
9 months of cooking for a lifelong of raising. That's boy woke up thirsty.
No better, no better way to wake up, I guess.
He didn't eat much of his lunch, so. What do you want to do, buddy? Mommy left all your race cars out.
He's gonna sit there and stare at the screen now.
Yeah.
This is pretty much what he does. He enjoys watching, in particular, you, Wes. He'll hear your voice and like climb up in my lap and just like zone out for a bit.
So when does he start climbing up on top of your head?
When he gets hyper. I'll be sitting there like on a virtual doctor's appointment or for a couple of classes, and then suddenly he just turns into a monkey, lays across my face.
Boy, he ain't gonna get off. He ain't backing off of that juice.
Mm-mm.
It's a strawberry yoo-hoo.
Oh wow!
Oh.
I wouldn't back off of that either. So.
Yeah. Suppose I can unplug these now, but the sound might get kind of
garbled.
Actually, it's StreamYard's pretty cool because it won't loop the sound when I'm talking and I come across your speaker. It won't play back. I like StreamYard the way it works on that.
Yeah.
It works better. They say it works better if you have headphones or whatever, but it's just easier on StreamYard if you do. But StreamYard works just fine without it. I don't know if y'all noticed. I never put them on.
Don't shake it. You put the straw
I'm on my
in.
phone, so I have to use a microphone.
He's like, what happened to my you?
He shoved the straw inside of it, so now he doesn't get it back.
Oh no!
Do you want these or these ones? Which one? That one.
Oh wow, he's already talking.
Well, he's
Yeah, he says a bit. Most of it's still baby gibberish, though.
Yeah. But still, the fact that he's able to, he's speaking some words. Just wait till he gets to be about 4 years old.
We were expecting our kids to do essays by the time they were 3.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a tablet.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? Doggy?
What are you eating there, buddy?
It's a goldfish.
You eating goldfish?
Who's that?
Look, I got a giant head now.
You're just gonna be shy now, huh?
You can share me. You can share that goldfish, man. You should give your mom goldfish.
I have so many goldfish shoved into my face when I do not want goldfish.
You'll be
He
fine.
tries to feed you.
Do you get them like the pizza flavored goldfish?
Yeah, and they have like a cupcake flavored one too.
Oh really? Oh dang! I'm like out of the loop, man.
Cupcake flavored goldfish.
Well,
They
it's just
do?
like they have like Lucky Charms flavored ice cream now. Can you believe that? Lucky Charms flavored ice cream. I'm like, holy crap! Like I am like way out of the loop.
They have a Cinnabon flavored one too, and that one actually tastes like a frozen Cinnabon. It's really weird.
I don't even think
Like-
that don't even sound legal.
That don't even sound legal.
Okay, gotta.
Goodness.
I'm fixing to have a coughing fit. So.
He just got a mean mug, you guys. Just sitting here eating.
You know what?
What does that face do? Be nice.
We're gonna solo this one.
Be nice. You say hi. Say hi to all the beautiful people. Say hi. Say cheese. Say I'm grumpy. I hold you.
So where was he born over there in Hawaii?
No, he was born in Maryland.
Oh,
Or-
okay.
Yeah, Walter Reed's in Maryland. I had to remember what state Walter Reed was in. And no, I can't imagine being pregnant here. Summer in Maryland was bad enough. So I don't think I got out and did much that summer.
Well, I wasn't sure if you guys showed up there. Like, I wasn't sure if you showed up there pregnant and you just had the kid.
No, he was born right before my husband had to go to sea school. And then I followed him down to Florida to go to sea school. And I think he was probably 6 or 7 months by the time we got here.
Okay. So how
Most of
much longer do you guys get to PCS again? Like, how long are you guys going to be there?
It was supposed to be a 3-year tour, so we have like another year and some change. I know he's supposed to redo his orders, I think, this coming January. So we'll see.
Yes, yeah, no.
Yeah, you gonna tell him? Yeah. So we'll see if we're gonna end up staying here or if we're gonna try. His grandparents are fairly elderly, and so I'm thinking he might try and go back to Florida. What?
Wes is still muted. You need to unmute. Oh boy, hang on.
Where you going, baby?
Can I unmute him? No.
No,
Oh,
I don't want to talk.
Oh, you don't want to talk? You just want to move your mouth and look like you're talking?
Yeah, I just want to.
Ew.
You always like to talk.
I want to hear. I want to actually be able to see Lance. And y'all keep putting.
Oh,
it
yeah,
up there.
yeah, sure. There we go.
There we
I'm just gonna start sending you pictures. Text your wife every day.
That'll work. Where's North, man? Look, you're famous. You're famous, Lance.
Yeah,
Don't do that,
YouTube
dude.
famous.
you're famous to all 490 something of my subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I think one 496 actually. I checked before I came on.
You've been keeping track more than I have.
Well, I have no life, you know.
I don't.
Hi.
Say hi.
I don't my cat.
Hi, dog and cat.
Hi, Doc.
Really?
So, Lance, when are you getting a puppy?
Don't you do that.
I hear there's a free cat up on one of them hiking trails.
Why have you muted Rachel?
What? I didn't. Oh, shoot. I didn't mute her.
He
Oh,
muted
there
her.
we go. Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't mute her.
Stinker.
He muted her so she couldn't say, "Don't you tell him that."
Jason's hellaciously allergic to pets. So when we had those bunnies, they spent most of the time outside. But I make fun of them because Lucy, the God, what was she? She was Californian or Himalayan or something like that. But she would like rub like her belly across his face and then just like lay there. And then his sinuses would get swollen and his eyes would get bloodshot. It's like, you let the dumb thing basically use your face as a bed.
Yeah, we was going down the road the other day, and my kid's like, "Hey, Dad, look, there's an Asian deer laying there." I said, "Asian deer? What do you mean it's Asian deer?" "Yeah, it's a Himalayan."
That's bad.
I did not joking it.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a Himalayan.
You gonna eat it? No?
That's pretty good.
He's a dad now too, so there you go.
You know, one of my friends and I, we were playing video games, and he was telling me some dad jokes. The one dad joke you told me, it just got me like just absolutely laughing pretty hard. It's like, today I filled the backside of my coffee maker up with Red Bull instead of water. I was halfway to work when I realized I forgot my car.
That's D-horse.
Yeah.
I'm done.
D-horse.
Brain
Hi.
explodes.
I'm done.
I confess to drinking Red Bull and Jaeger
I'm done.
All done.
sometimes. All done? You ate it all?
Oh,
Good of
I
it?
think he's trying to say D-horse because he was pointing at the picture. I mean, to know what it is. It's a deer horse. D-horse. I'm sorry, I moved your chip. Nobody wants to hear your mess.
How tall is he?
Oh, his appointment's not until next month, but his head almost comes up to your average doorknob now. He's the size of a 3-year-old.
That's
Oh,
what I
wow.
was looking at. He's got huge hands. You're gonna wind up looking up to that kid.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, so this is where he starts climbing on your head, right?
Yeah. I love you.
So why are you growing his hair long? Just because you can?
I don't know. I just haven't wanted to cut it. I thought it was
I miss my baby.
he was born with pitch black hair, if you remember his newborn pictures. And then it was really weird. It all fell out, and then it just started to come in blonde.
Huh.
Wow. That's the reverse. My family, everybody's born with white
Yeah.
hair. And then it turns brown.
Yeah.
What
that's
are
the
you
way it is
doing?
here.
That's rude. Get your feet out of my bed. You know what? That actually feels good. You can continue. You're going to hurt yourself on all your toys up here.
Our boys didn't get their hair cut until their hair was getting wet from setting when they would sit on the potty.
You know what you need to do? You know what you need to do, Rachel, you need to do what my older sister did to me when I was like 5 or 6 years old and I was getting a little too hyper. She'd purposely like lay me down on either the sofa or the bed and just straight up sit on my stomach, and then like I'd be like, I can't breathe, you know what I mean?
He's too little. You just think you're the funniest thing in the world, don't you? Really? Really? I'm going to mail you. We're just going to mail you to Wes, and then he can teach you how to eat crickets and cockroaches.
Yeah, you can make him go fishing.
Mhm.
I'll get him a puppy. I know where they're
You'll get him a puppy.
He's gonna ship it over to you guys, and over there, and you live on Oahu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time it gets there, you ought to have plenty of fishing bait.
Like, I guess
What?
So by the time the puppy gets there, you ought to have plenty of fish bait.
Oh, God. No. No maggot puppies. That is not allowed, Wes. I will send you some of these cockroaches and some of these centipedes.
Oh, I think he's seen his fair share of centipedes out there in Texas.
We have were they the red-headed centipedes out here that get up to about a foot long?
Yeah, I believe it.
No, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. No, thank you.
I've heard stories where they'll climb up through the drains of your like plumbing. I don't know if that's true or not.
When you're working on a door frame, you drop a piece of lumber off.
When you're what? Sorry, the kid
Drop
got
a piece of
little.
rotten lumber off, and a centipede the size of your hammer comes falling out of the door frame. You're just glad that it decides to run back under the house instead of at you. It had been living under there so long that it was pink. It was gray, a light gray, and its feet were white and its head was pink. I don't think it had ever seen the sunshine.
Wow.
I was happy to just get the lumber back in place and the new piece of lumber in and just frame everything back up and just pretend like I never saw it.
What? So you just framed it back in the door frame?
Yes. Actually, it was a church, and he was under the church, and that was okay with me.
It's like gonna be some Harry Potter stuff. Some kid's gonna be walking by that wall and it's gonna be whispering stuff to it.
Probably. Oh, there's a story about demon, or a book about demons and stuff out there. Can't remember the name of it, but one of the most powerful demons would appear to people in the form of a centipede. And man, I read that book when I was 20 or 21. That book gave me nightmares, man. Like you wouldn't believe some preacher was trying to convince people that demons were real and this, that, and everything else, and he turned me on to the book and everything, and I would have been better off in my walk with the Lord if I'd have never met that guy, never read that book, because
Ignorance is bliss.
well, no, just that stuff like that gives the power to the wrong side,
Oh yeah.
and just anyway, it was. Do you think the book The Road was harsh? Because this book would, it would give you what the demons were thinking and what they were planning and yada yada yada. It was just stupid.
If there's one thing I don't mess with, it's the spiritual realm when it comes to like disembodied spirits like that. Especially demonic spirits. I do not mess with that. That's a no-go zone. Like, I don't know.
No Ouija boards, no tarot cards,
no,
palm reading, none of that stuff around here.
Nope. I will not play with, I've already heard horror stories where people had a Ouija board, they'd like burn it or they'd throw it away and then they come back to their house. It's like, it's right back there on the table, right where they left it. It's like, no. I'm good.
It's my way. The board doesn't scare me. It's what you invite in when you do that kind of stuff. There's actually preachers out there that are, well, they call themselves spiritualists, but they profess the Lord Jesus Christ, yet they do tarot card readings. You can't do both of those. That's strictly forbidden in both the Old and the New Testament. So you can't make that okay. You can't make that okay in your walk with God to do something that's against the rules.
I don't think I've ever messed with tarot cards. In fact, I don't even know what they look like.
I don't even read my horoscope anymore because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to look past today. As far as wondering about your mortality or immortality.
Does this kind of go back to the you shall neither know the time nor the hour?
Well, yeah, but mostly it's along the lines of unto each day is evil, enough evil thereof. So don't worry about what you need to do tomorrow until you've taken care of what you need to do today. Now, if you know that today you need to do something so that you'll have it for tomorrow, yeah, do that. But don't sit there and go, don't spend all day today worrying about what you need to do tomorrow. And if you're looking at horoscopes, and if you're looking at your horoscope to see what's going to happen to you that day, then your faith isn't in the Lord, your faith is in the stars.
Gotcha.
If you're looking to tarot cards to tell you what you need to watch out for, what you need to do, then your hope isn't in the Lord, your hope is in the tarot cards. You're actually giving your horoscope or the tarot cards a position of authority and over your Lord and Savior. So it's blah blah blah. I don't, it's not. It doesn't. It can have, you're inviting demons in, but the biggest deal is you're saying, God's not enough for me. I want to do this other stuff too.
Yeah.
So, I've never known anybody to have a happy, well-balanced life that dealt with that stuff. I've never known anybody. Never. And they all say they're having a great time, but most of the ones I know that are on it are also chemically dependent on prescription medications. So is your world really all that good?
Yeah, that's a good point. Aid, you haven't said anything the entire time, man. You've been like quiet for like a full solid 20 minutes.
No, because everyone else is talking. That's why. I'm just listening, hanging out. I'm the quiet
Yeah.
one. I'm the one you got to watch.
Got any feelers on work yet, Aid?
Yeah, just waiting for the application forms to come in and sorting some other bits and pieces out.
I don't know. Your situation, man, makes me feel thankful that I got a job. It makes me feel even more thankful that I'm able to transfer from my current job to my next new job. Like, what's up?
I was just making fun of you, man. I'm sorry. I want to do it again.
I didn't even catch it anyway.
No,
Good.
neither did I.
You said, which I cannot say it the way you said it, and I just said, do what? That's awesome. You were saying that you were thankful that you have the ability, you have a job and you have the ability to transition from one job to the other job.
Yep.
And I was like, do what?
Yeah. Well, I guess in this day and age, in this bad of economy, yeah.
I had a chance to get out of additional physical labor, and I didn't take it today. So about an hour and a half into it, I was like, you dummy. Because it's right out in the middle of the sun. I'm getting up early. I'm going over there. I'm going to work in the cold. I had sweat running off my nose, puddling up in my ears. I was like, this sucks. And what I need to do is get off of here and get hold of my son and see if I can con him into going over there and helping me do that.
Well, if you need to go, you need to go. I understand.
I got to tear off the deck off the back of a house so they can get into there and replumb the gas line. It's the house I'm working on, and we weren't going to touch the deck because it was we could have got away with throwing some paint on it and putting a few extra screws here and there because they're just fixing the house to put it on the market.
Yeah.
And I've been trying. I can't just rip the deck apart because I can't. They don't sell redwood here.
Oh.
So, and it's a redwood deck, but it's a redwood deck that's 30 years old. So, we put one new board on there is going to ruin the whole deck. I've got some redwood here that I've salvaged from other decks that I've worked on. So if I don't break very many, I can use my little stash to put it back together. But the reason here's a little known deal.
Mhm.
The reason I save redwood when I work on decks, the reason I store the redwood is because redwood, if you make charcoal out of it, makes the best black powder.
Really?
Yes. Softwood, lightweight softwood, charcoal burn, or the black powder made out of it burns faster than the black powder made out of like oak or mesquite or whatever.
Okay, I was about ready to ask about the oak.
It doesn't burn as hot, but it burns faster. And you're not worried about generating BTUs. You're worried about
Expansion.
generating gas as fast as you can. That's the reason, you put black powder. If I loaded one of these 38s with black powder and shot it from my pistol, it would leave the end of the gun at 500 feet per second, right? I'm guessing that is.
Yeah.
But loading it with modern powder, modern smokeless powder, it leaves the end of my gun at 1,000 foot per second.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the rate of burn of the powder. So hardwood black powder, you're going to have 400 foot per second, whereas softwood black powder, you're going to have 500 foot per second. The bullet goes faster, which means it's more accurate, blah, blah, blah. The range is better. The flight is flatter. You don't have as big an arc, yada, 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 yada. You want to blow a stump, it'll blow the stump higher.
Cool.
So I save redwood so I can put it inside of a metal barrel and build a fire on it.
Yeah.
You
So
basically make char cloth out of pieces of redwood, and then you grind it up and make black powder.
Interesting. I was gonna say I've got a random mix of like scrap wood that I turned into charcoal, just for the purpose of making black powder. I just need to go get me some powdered sulfur. I've already got the tree stump remover, my potassium nitrate. I just need to get some sulfur. Because I would like to get into reloading some black powdered shotgun shells, old fashioned black powdered shotgun shells, paper holes and all.
Did you know that black powder doesn't require sulfur to burn? It just burns. It lights at a lower temperature if it has sulfur in it.
Yeah, I think I'd just rather do the what is it like? I know it's like 75% potassium nitrate. I think it's what, like 15% charcoal and 10% sulfur, if I'm not mistaken.
It's by weight. I've got a recipe somewhere, but there's a whole lot more charcoal than there is anything else. As far as mass goes, most of your powder is carbon, and then
Really?
you need to put oxidizer in it, and then the sulfur is like an accelerant. It's it lets it ignite at a lower temperature. That's it. That's the only reason for the sulfur. And it works. Humidity without the sulfur, humidity can affect whether or not the powder will work. Not just wet, but actual humidity. So. I haven't made any black powder in a really, really long time.
How do you do that midstream?
What's that?
Change your name tag.
Who did that? I didn't do that.
All right. Went from
That was
the
me.
man. Where's the man? Where's the man? In the space of like half an hour. Well, you can do that. All right. Okay.
Well, I can. I thought you guys could too. Let me change it back.
Well, I'm on my phone. I can't. I've got to actually.
Oh,
to leave the stream.
Yeah.
Write it all in,
that's
then
right.
come back in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want me to change your name to?
Oh, you did it.
What do you want me to change your name to, Aid?
Nothing. I'm fine as it is.
I'm gonna fix that. I want to be the man. C103, you still in here? We'll see if Rachel has a mosquito recipe. She knows how to cook cockroaches.
Yeah. I was about ready to talk about. Oh God. I was about ready to talk about.
Yeah.
No mosquito recipes. That's just disgusting. See, he's baby upset.
That was so Eight's fault.
Talk about mosquito. He was happily playing with his Lego. Actually, he's just really pissed off. The blanket's not where he wants it.
Where's that one place in Africa where the flies come off of this one lake, and every time they have a hatch of those flies, they go out there with nets and they catch millions and millions of flies, and they make little fly balls, and they cook them and they eat the balls of flies. I saw that on National Geographic once. It was gross.
Nasty.
I'm thinking they're all happy that these flies are coming out, and they're just like catching them and making food out of them.
I mean, I'll tell you what, right? All you people that live on the other side of the planet to me, at least you know how to pronounce my name, right? People in my own country, right, haven't got a clue how to pronounce it. It's great, isn't it?
Really?
I hate living here, yeah.
What do they pronounce it as? Ade or?
I'm not going to say 'cause you'll just start calling me it, like, so no.
Oh, come on.
No, not going to happen.
That's
Give us a
funny.
little bait.
Once you'll start, you'll keep calling me, and then I'll just have to, like, find
Yeah,
another
we're
phone to hang
we're
around
those
with.
people. He's
Like
right.
some
We are
Canadians, you know.
we would do that.
I'll start hanging out with hipster prepping.
Hipster prepping. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
And it's what I call a certain prepping channel.
Oh. Care to name names?
Not really. Not a public live stream anyway.
Does anybody know if Matt's kid come out okay?
Oh, Matt did a video about 2 days ago. He's fine.
Yeah, it said that she was in the hospital, but he didn't come back and say, hey, she had the baby. He just left us hanging.
Well, at least in this day and age, we don't have to worry about anybody roasting babies on splits.
Pop-Tarts. Hey, that's what you need to do, C103. Make mosquito Pop-Tarts. Just put honey, cinnamon, mosquitoes, and put them inside the pie crust and toast
Oh,
them.
wow.
But larva would have more like of a creamy texture.
Oh my god. I think you would have personal experience with that when you told us about how you were walking into your kitchen that one morning.
It's just one of those things you'll never forget the texture and feeling of, and like the sound, because they made this little. It wasn't quite like bubble wrap. But they did make like a slight popping sound, and it was just something I never want to experience again. And I could just the thought of chewing on one. I don't want that sensation in my mouth. Like I don't want to know. Maybe I was really desperate, but really was SHTF, and I had to eat. Yes, I got your rock. If I had to eat them, I would have to tell myself that it was rice, and they would have to be boiled, so at least they weren't wiggly. But
Oh yeah, they would have to be cooked. They have to be cooked. And preferably I would like use them as chitlins in my cornbread or something. Yeah, I don't. That's I can eat just about anything, but I just don't know about the housefly larva. I just don't know that I can do it.
now I've eaten like a few disturbing things. I mean, other than I really do eat applesauce on pizza. But like growing up, like I just, I ate at homeless shelters, and like I remember my oldest, he was sitting there complaining about like his pineapple was touching his cottage cheese, and I was just like, you know what, we're gonna watch documentaries on North Korea.
Yeah.
You sit there and complain about your pineapple touching your cottage cheese. I sat there and ate out of McDonald's trash cans when I was 4 years old, and I have distinct memories of that. And I was like, that's why I prep, by the way. It's mostly just how I grew up.
That's fair.
I was very just upset with him. I was like, nope. But we sat there. We turned on Netflix, and I was like, Hemp, you're gonna hear about children fighting over a cow patty with a corn kernel in it, and those kids are starving. I'm sure they would love some pineapple touching some cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have Cheetos for dinner.
The
Cheetos are bad for you.
Yeah, no, this
when
goes
I
back
found
to
out
the
that
West
they
life.
started locking all the dumpsters on the fast food restaurants, so the
Where?
guys couldn't go in there and get food out of them.
I've heard about that, like in bigger cities, but I don't know about like small towns.
They it's like a company policy. They lock all the dumpsters.
No.
Probably a liability or something, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it is. They're afraid somebody's going to get food poisoning and sue them or whatever. I've dumpster divvied dough for food. It's not pleasant.
Thankfully, I've never had to do that.
Dude, when you're homeless, you find out where all the donut shops are. You find back in the day, McDonald's was a bonus because they would pre-make all this food, and if it didn't get sold, 20 minutes later they threw it out the back. They literally take trash barrels full and dump it and throw it in the trash. You could see them dump it then you could go in there and you could get cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers, French fries, the whole 9 yards. And, it was like a 30-second rule. If it wasn't in the dumpster that long, it wasn't nasty.
Maybe the place I worked at in high school, and I worked for a tiny cafe called the Cadillac Cafe in Wasilla. And they would take like half cakes if they weren't gone by so many days, because we'd sell it by the slice. And they there was nothing wrong with them. They didn't even have, like, there was just nothing wrong. And I didn't understand why they wouldn't at least like call up a food bank or a woman's shelter and see if they would want anything that we were tossing, or bagels or anything like that.
Well, I have a very distinct feeling that pretty soon that this is all going to be a thing of the past, because there's a lot of discussion about the serious food shortages going across the world. They're experiencing extreme droughts over there in Brazil, so they can't even plant the corn crop. And corn, like, they're the third biggest producer of corn in the world. I think we're like number one. And our harvest is, our last 2 harvests weren't all that great. We had that severe flooding in 2019 over there in the Midwest, over there in like Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, South Dakota, even Illinois and Indiana and Ohio.
We only lost like 4% of the harvest this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right now, there's a corn. There, believe it or not, there is a canned corn shortage. That's why I went ahead and picked up 15 of these.
Don't waste that water. That's delicious.
There is a canned corn shortage. I can't get it. I can't catch it at Walmart or United 81.
Go to Dollar Tree. That's where I found it. It's a little bit more expensive, but you know what? Hey, at least I got. Hey, this is name brand though.
That's where everybody's saying to pick up stuff is the dollar stores. We have a store called a Daiso. It's a Japanese dollar store. Basically, you can find stuff for about $5 there, but they don't really have any food items unless you like Japanese snacks.
I just need to. If I get in there at the right time, it's what it is. Everybody thinks there's going to be a shortage of stuff, so everybody's. There's a lot of people. There are more people watch prepping videos than comment on prepping videos.
Where's your nearest smart food service?
Where's the nearest what?
Smart food service. It used to be called Cash and Carry.
Oh shoot! I don't know if we even got one over here.
Because it's basically a catering supply store that the public can go into.
Kitchen. Oh wait a minute!
Yeah.
There is one. I don't know what the hell the name of the store is, but it's not Cash and Carry. There is one now that I think about it over there. Oh shoot! Probably about. Oh gosh. It's not very far. Let's just say that. I'm not gonna divulge, but like I said, it's not very far from my house.
Right, because I was watching a video on that. Right, and it's all big bulk stuff. I mean, like 25 kilo sacks, 25 pound sacks of milk powder, egg powder, rice, beans, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, we don't have any of those here.
Hey, we got
and the public can actually go and shop in there.
Yeah, we got one. We've got one that's called Shamrock Food Services. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, Shamrock Food Service Warehouse. I believe that is open to the public. It's not Cash and Carry, but I think it's the same sort of
thing. Deal. Well, if I lived near one of those, that's where I would be doing my shopping.
C103. It's the canned vegetables that it's not feed corn and stuff like that. It's not cornmeal.
No,
the canned vegetables and stuff, because all that stuff's grown down in the valley and in California and stuff, and they didn't let the workers go pick it.
Yeah, I believe the corn that they use for feed corn, I think they call that dent corn. It's like it's got a really tough skin. Like basically, it's only useful for animals. You can grind it up and use it for human consumption. It's just not very good corn. Like we strictly for us, we market like the sweet corn.
the corn that they make corn on the cob out of, and the corn that they make chicken feed out of, same corn. They just pick it at a different time, and that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
The corn that goes into corn on the cob or canned corn has to be picked before it's mature. Before, it's got to be about to be mature, but not mature.
Huh.
So that, because then they can take it in, cut it off the cob, and put it in canned corn. Leave it on the stalk for another 3 weeks, and the stalk starts to die, and then it starts to dry out, and then you have feed corn. The corn cob is actually a wick designed to remove the moisture. The way the moisture gets out of the seed corn is the same way it gets in there. So if you will leave your seed corn on the cob and keep the cob and the corn in a dry place, that corn cob will literally dry the corn out for you. And you don't have to worry about the mold and crap like that. But if you take it off the cob before you're ready to use it, and you can't keep air circulating on it, you can wind up with a problem. All the grain elevators and stuff, they have giant fans blowing air into the bottom of those silos, pushing air through them all day long, every day. So,
Carol said
they won't sell you feed corn. They've got to sell the corn to somebody else, and those people have to go through and clean the corn before they can sell it as feed. So, yeah, see, Rob Painless, he makes cornmeal out of popcorn.
Yeah, I was about ready to ask about that. I was thinking. So popcorn in ways that wouldn't be a bad deal to store, would it? If you keep it dry.
Nope.
You said
Popcorn
no?
lasts a really long time.
Yeah,
your
well,
nearest one is actually in Utah.
What?
Smart Food Service.
So, like I said, we've got a Shamrock Food Service warehouse. It's pretty much it's very similar to the cash and carry, like what you were talking about.
I'm just trying to get a price on these large sacks of stuff.
I don't know that much. We don't have any like bulk foods around here. I don't know. There might be one in Lubbock. I just don't.
You've got one in Lubbock, but you're not allowed. You have to be a business owner.
Member. Oh.
Yeah. No. You got to like own a cafe or something.
Yeah. And they have Sam's Clubs here, but
Yeah, they got Sam's Clubs and Costco's out here.
I just can't see paying whatever that big old fee is a year to go shop there, and then they still want to charge you, after you do it or whatever, they still charge a percentage or something. I'm either paying to buy it bulk or I'm not. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
It's just Walmart. That's all Sam's Club is.
Hey, I'm wondering what kind of corn specifically would person need. Like, wonder what kind of corn would be what you would need to make popcorn, because like I know not all corn pops.
I don't know. I think you could probably pop any corn, but popcorn is just basic.
I'm doing it.
Popcorn is what corn used to be. Popcorn is your basic corn,
Fluffy starch.
and then the corn that that you buy at the store now is every bit of that stuff is GMO.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, 50 yeah.
What they call Indian
25
corn,
25 pound
popcorn,
bags of
Yeah.
that's what
navy
corn
beans is $17.
How much? 50 pounds?
25 pounds for 17 bucks.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
Huh. I can't remember what I spent on all those. I bought several bags of pinto beans last year, and I did a video on it. Like about like I think 30 pounds of pinto beans and 30 pounds of rice, and I had those packets of freeze dried fruits, and I had cans and jars of like peaches or it was oranges, like mandarin oranges and cherries, and that was like $75 for all of that. It's enough food right there to feed a single person for like probably about 6 months.
Oh, I was trying to grow popcorn in the garden, and I got 2 little ears to start or whatever, and then that sun came out and torched everything.
Maybe you need to build like a greenhouse and build some sort of like an automatic sunshade where you can like regulate the amount of like sunlight so your stuff doesn't get baked or torched.
Yeah, that should be affordable. When you
Maybe something that's
when you live where you have to grow your garden in the shade.
Hey, Walter.
But anyway, I'm gonna get off here, guys. Thanks for letting me hang out with you, man.
Yeah, well, this stream wasn't even supposed to go as long as it did. Like, it was originally going to be like a 30-minute like stream, but then you came on and finally got Rachel and then Aid, so it was good.
And see, I mean, now if I leave though, then Rachel and Aid can talk more.
50 pounds of granulated sugar, $33. It's a lot of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar.
Which is a shame there aren't nationwide.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank y'all for having me. God bless y'all. See y'all
Take
later.
it easy, man.
See you later.
Bye,
Take it easy,
Rachel.
mate.
Bye, Lance.
Come say bye.
Oh, here. Let me.
Say goodbye. Say bye, Wes.
Bye, Lance.
You're just gonna be shy now. You're like, I was playing balls.
Bye.
Oh, good job. Bye bye. Yeah, we will.
Bye. There you go. Bye bye.
Good job, sweet boy.
Yeah.
All right. Let me rearrange that. Well, there we go. Better.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Even though I'm not going nowhere yet, not for at least
Not going.
Yeah. Oh, we're just playing Legos. He's a pretty easy kid, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Legos. This is one of my favorite toys growing up.
Let's
Add
stick that
tons
one.
of stuff. Yeah, my dad threw it all out.
What?
Say again, Aid?
I had absolute tons of the stuff at home, and my dad threw it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also threw out my Star Wars stuff as well.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And I actually have the Emperor as well. And quite a few other rare ones.
That's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got rid of a lot of my stuff. I still got my Legos, but they're for the most part they're in storage. Yeah, they've been in storage pretty much ever since the day I left for the Navy. I mean, let's see. I got some stuff built. Hang on one second. Like right above me, I've actually got a couple of aircraft built. I built back in high school. I don't know. Come on, camera. There we go. Hey, there we go. There's one. There's two.
I forgot I muted my mic.
Oh,
I don't think I have much left from high school or anything like that. I've moved around too much and
yeah.
lost most of it. So
When you're in the military and you're constantly PCSing, you're kind of forced to downsize whether you want to or not. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you, Walter.
I think I do have like a photo album from high school, but it was from my sophomore year.
Yeah.
That year, my hair was really, really long, and I pulled a prank on one of my friends, and she decided to pull a prank on me and cut my hair like that short.
Oh boy.
So I decided just to go with it, and that was like 2003.
Wow.
So I just went the whole emo thing. Dyed it pink and black and rocked it out like that for a bit.
C103 still got his hang on, I'll just go ahead and show it. C103 still got his leather helmet from high school. I'm assuming you were a football team. I mean, my guess.
That or they shot him out of cannons.
Yeah, I've still got my old high school yearbook. You said 2003? Holy smokes, man! I was in 2003. I was depends on what time of year in 2003, because 2003 I know I started 6th grade. 2003 was also when my nephew was born. That was a long time ago.
Way to make me feel old.
I'm sorry. I just remember it's like
2006. So
say again? You were supposed to graduate when?
2006.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. I was supposed to graduate in 2009, but I ended up graduating a year later. But it made me feel better knowing that I was not the oldest student in my class. We had 2 other students that were older than I was, so. Must have muted yourself again. Yeah.
Oh, I did it on purpose.
Oh, kids being a little noisy.
Rich is really, he could be a banshee.
Well, I'll admit, you did give us fair warning. He is a little wound up right now.
Well, that's what I get for giving him a yoo-hoo right after he wakes up like that.
You need to give us a tour of how nice it is over there. Maybe I don't know if you can get signal all the way out there to that trash pile where the dead cat is.
No, we got cell towers. I mean, my cell phone was charged. I could walk out there.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you're using cell phone or if you're using a laptop via wireless internet connection.
Oh, I'm using my laptop right now, but no, I take my cell phone with me whenever I go out there, and I could probably take a couple of pictures, email them to you, or go live and do a short video real quick of poor dead kitty on the side of the road. Well, he's not on the side of the road. He's on the side of the sidewalk, and it's right there. It's oh, there he is again.
So what'd your kid say again about the cat?
We just go, kitty, meow. That's the kitty, yeah. Kitty. Not anymore. It's not a kitty. No.
That's funny.
Yeah, elephant. Elephant. Yep. And you don't have to shout it. You can just say it. Where's the hippo? Where did you put your hippo? It's probably underneath all these Legos.
Nice, Walter. Very nice. Oh, sorry, I nearly missed this one. Wow, that's impressive. Legos. That's a classic, timeless toy. Super expensive though. Oh yeah. You got hang on. Show this to the camera real quick here. Hang on, what's that? Let me get the solo note. Yeah, Mega Bloks. I didn't have specifically those Mega Bloks. I had the slightly smaller ones.
Oh, the Duplo, like the
Yeah, they're like Duplo, yeah. Except for they
Yeah.
call them Duplo because Duplo's Lego.
Really? Is that necessary? Is it?
You ever like flip your kid over and give him like raspberries or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Why don't you go jump on your trampoline?
Oh, he's got a trampoline?
He does.
I am jelly.
He has. It's like a singular toddler.
Yeah, a little Tykes trampoline. Yep. I've moved plenty of them. I know what that looks like. I've moved plenty of customers that have those. Sorry, you're muted. You've muted yourself. Rachel, I didn't catch that. You muted yourself.
Again. I couldn't beat it for like $30 at Target. So
Nice.
I started seeing people have them for sale on like the Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that, and they wanted like $60 for them. And I went on Target online; they're $30 in the store, but everybody thinks that their stuff is gold here. So I was pretty annoyed trying to buy just like your basic weightlifting supplies and stuff here. Everybody wants
Especially with COVID. I was gonna say, especially with COVID going on, because the price for weights over here used to be like I think 25 or 50 cents a pound or something like that, and it just went up to like $2 or $3 a pound for weights. So the football team trashed that house that you were basically house sitting, and the cops said it was gangsters. Huh. Man, you guys got some lazy police over there. That's what it sounds like. Gotta run.
Take care,
All right.
C103.
Yeah, take it easy, C103. All right. Yeah, we probably should just go ahead and end the stream because, like I said, this went on way longer than I originally anticipated. Like, I literally had to stop and get food midstream because
3.5 hours, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I go on any longer, I will start getting charged by StreamYard. So let's.
All right, I gotta take him to the park. Here
Yeah.
Before
Before it gets dark, right?
For free.
What time is it over there, real quick, before you leave?
I can find my phone.
What does your computer say?
My computer's probably on Florida time still. Yeah, it says like 9 p.m. Yeah, it's only like 4.
Wow. So you got like
Oh, so
2.5 hours.
You're allowed 20 hours a month for free.
What?
I don't know. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's 20 hours. After
20
that, you'll
hours?
start paying. Yeah, I think that's it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a good thing I don't do a whole lot of streaming.
You want to come say goodbye? You want to go to the park?
I attend the town hall thing sometimes on Facebook.
Bye.
Bye. So thank you for having us. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Mark had a couple of conversations with Gage himself, so that was quite cool. He's an all right guy, actually.
Yeah. All right. Well,
For a minute,
guys,
but-
thank you for coming, and we will catch you all later. This stream was literally not supposed to be this long, so you guys all take it easy. All right. All right. Good night, Carol. Good night, Walter.
See you later, people. Have a good week, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
All righty.
Let's get your Legos cleaned up.
And we are